Nobody there yet. I'll hang on a little bit, see if you guys come in. There's no way for me to advertise this anymore, so what are you gonna do? I need a shave. It's all scratchy. But my hair turned black from the chemo, guys. My wife got a picture. My hair was all white. And now, I'm not dying or not, now it's turning black. That's pretty weird. Oh, we got some coffee. My sweetheart's bringing me a cup of coffee. This was my buddy Gary from the Philippines bought me this really nice Yeti cup. And if you put the lid on there, you can put coffee there in the morning. I had coffee. She brought me some coffee the other morning, and I had the lid on it sitting on the dining room table, and I forgot about it until the kids were going to bed at 10 o'clock at night, and the coffee was still hot. These are really good cups, guys. These are the best cups they make. Oh, that's a little too hot yet. How's everybody doing? Say howdy so I know who's on. I got my last chemo on Monday. I'm powerless today. I have no power. My neck has got a crick in it, and just to get up and walk across the floor is pretty tough right now. Don't know, they're poisoning me. What are you going to do? That's just what they're doing. But I got this dang crick in my neck. I don't know if it's from sleeping funny or what, but it's not good. We got to move out of here in June. We found a place that was about $300-400 cheaper, not too far from here. So they're fixing the place up now. Oh, okay. Who's that? It says Rick watching from Angeles City. Let's see who that is. Oh, Joe. How you doing, Joe? Angeles City. All right. I just talked to my buddy Gary earlier this morning. He's probably sleeping now. It's late there. And I was talking to him today. So he's my good buddy he's north of Dumangeti, not too far from there. He was talking about this hamburger place where they got Black Angus burgers. He said that was the best damn burger he ever ate. And I was telling him here in the States, the kids and I were up at the store, this a couple weeks ago, and they just come out. That's the first I've ever seen it in our store, was these Black Angus hot dogs. And I was reading the label, said 100% pure Black Angus beef, no other fillers or anything like that. So I thought, what, they were expensive as hell, but I thought, I'm going to get them. I'm going to go ahead and get them. Well, we've gone back and got 2 or 3 packs of those because they are really good. They were like the best damn hot dogs I ever ate. So, let's see, anybody else on there? Nope. Yeah, this one, he got me this one here. He brought one. He was in the States here, and he brought one, but we never got a chance to meet in the Philippines. It was just too hard for him and me to meet up because he lived in, I guess, Negros, and I was all the way up on Luzon, so we never made it. We went to Mindoro a few times, but to get down to them islands, it's days of a trip, guys. People don't realize, here you can drive down to Florida in a day. If you try to do that in the Philippines, drive that far, you're talking a week, with all the traffic and all the people. But I got my Righteous Stunts clutch came. That came for the motorcycle. I'll be getting Maddie to help me put this on tomorrow. I couldn't pull the clutch in with these hands, and this is the different one. I was looking at the different ones. Well, this one has, I don't know if you can see that, guys, but it's got 3 leverage spots I can put the cable in. And it says if you put it in the very last one, it's almost a 50% reduction, 45% reduction in pull weight. And right now I was sitting at 9 pound. Isn't that funny? I can't pull 9 pound with my hand. So I need to get this on. And then also, if that doesn't work, and I'm going to get I got that longer clutch arm. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? All right. Hope to see you after, buddy. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to ride this summer. Last time I had the when they changed my chemo from Thursdays to Mondays, they're giving it to me every week. And the first day or two, I'm okay. And then the third and fourth day, I'm just, de-energized bunny. I'm just in terrible shape. Can't hardly move. Well, when they switched me to the Mondays, they gave me an extra 3 days off. So I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday where I didn't get it. And those 3 days I was the best I had felt since this all started. So I'm hoping once this chemo quits that I'm going to get feeling better. Well, they're poisoning me, like the doctor said, they're poisoning me half to death with this stuff. I wish there would have been a better way to do it that I heard of, but nothing. So hopefully, I'm still only 100. I was in the doctor, I was only 190 pounds. When I was 10 years old, I weighed 180. So, I lost a hell of a lot of weight. I hope I start gaining it back. My wife's been feeding me really good. It's just, guys, it's hard to eat because the food tastes like crap. Everything I put in my mouth tastes like crap anymore. It's not that it's the food. It's, it's just all these medicines I'm taking. They got my taste buds all screwy. And I heard that from some of the other guys. You go and you sit. I have to go in there and sit that chemo thing for about 4 hours. And there's 3 or 4 chairs around in a circle, and you can talk to these guys. And it's the same story with all of them. They got me in the same group with all the bone cancer guys, and they all tell you the exact same story. Now, the good thing is most of them that are done with it, they say they get better after a few months. So hopefully that's my case. I hope I get better. It's a real shame right now where, it's people are getting rid of a lot of beautiful cars. I'm seeing so many nice cars that we have to watch pass because we don't have the cash for them yet. And then we got to move. I had this month, I would have had a little bit to put towards the car, but we had to get my wife's green card. That's $1,440. We have to go to the bank this afternoon and mail that out. So we're screwed this month. And, I want to start saving up, try to find a car. There's so many nice cars right now for, $4,000 or $5,000. I mean, nice cars. And, we need to get something. I was talking to the VA lady down there, and, they got all this Section 8 housing and stuff to help us out, to make it cheaper. And since I'm paying my insurance now, we fall below the income guidelines, because the insurance is expensive as hell. So she said, oh, why don't you get a hold of this place? They might even help you get a house with no down payment. And so I called those people, and they're like hardball. I have to go there. I can't do it over line. I said, I don't have a car. I got no way of getting all the way to Cleveland. They're like, too bad. You have to show up. You have to physically show up. I said, well, I'm disabled. I can hardly walk 10 feet. And they don't care. It's just, they're rigid down there at these places. So Monday, I'm going to see if I can get somebody to catch me a ride from the VAs. I don't know how far it is. All I have is an address. I'll have to MapQuest it and see how far it is, and get my application in there. They want to help us with the move. They'll pay our down payment. They want $600 down payment on a new apartment. I have a down payment here, but I won't get it back until we move out. So, and it was $1,000, I think. But I was thinking we're going to need that for the move. We're going to have to get a U-Haul truck and pay my buddy Gilbert to help us move. So we got to start packing up TVs. We got the applications. Faith filled out hers. They make you fill out an application for both adults, which is stupid. So I got to pay $35. She got to pay $35. It's a family. Why don't you just let the father do it? But no, it's all money now. Everything you do is money. If your credit score is below 600 in all these apartments around here, guess what, guys? You ain't getting an apartment. And we got all kinds of weird shit going on with us now. They're sending us shit from Amazon that I never ordered. We have a credit card out in California for a Dillard's. Messed up. It's somebody got a hold of my credit info and they're using it. Well, they kicked me down to 550, and then I said, hey, this ain't mine. And it was somebody physically went into the store, so the credit card company took it off, and I'm back up to 650. 654 it was this morning on the bank, but they're sending me all this shit from Amazon. They're sending me size 4, 4.5 shoes. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know who got my stuff. It's coming here. They sent a bunch of ladies' shirts the other day. This stuff as it comes, I got to send it back. Now I did order a shoulder thing for my shoulders, and they're sending me all this other bullshit that I didn't order. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm getting real tired of this. This Amazon. I'm not a member of Amazon. I never really used them before. The only reason Amazon used it was a Facebook thing, and I wanted to get this shoulder thing. I think that's it. I don't know if that was Amazon or not, because these companies, you go order this stuff and they don't, they don't tell you where it's coming from. But real pain in the ass. We're running into all kinds of trouble. I hope my phone didn't get hacked and they didn't get all my damn information. I filled out a Section 8 paper here, and now all of a sudden I'm getting 1,000 calls a day. I actually got the phone turned off so it won't ring. It just pops up the number, and it's these. We bought the insurance I had to buy insurance, Medicare insurance for me and for the kids and all this stuff. So I had to buy all this insurance. Well, I bought it. Well, now I got all these companies wanting me to buy theirs. Well, I already bought what I wanted. The lady down at the VA said get a hold of the OSHA. They'll tell you which one's going to be the best for you. So we gave them all my stuff. And that's what happened. We went ahead and bought it. Now I got 10 companies a day calling me saying, oh, buy ours. Well, I don't want to buy yours. I already bought some. Oh, shit. All right, sorry, guys. Something popped up on there. Oh, there's only 3 of you guys on there now. Oh, well, not much going on today. Kids are in school last day until the weekend. Like I say, I got my stunt clutch. I got to put that on, and I hope that works out. Hey, Peter, how you doing, buddy? I never see my buddy Wes on here. He never gets a notification. You guys finding me just because I popped up, or what happened that you found me? But he always comes in afterwards and said, I didn't see nothing. He'll be heading back at the end of the month. I think he's heading back to Nicaragua. He got a real nice farm down there. He's got all kinds of trees and stuff, fruit trees and stuff. I hope one day we can get down there to Nicaragua and see him. But we got to get it. We got to get a car first. There's so many nice cars right now for sale. All right, it's kind of late there, ain't it? It was almost 11 o'clock there. Getting a late dinner. But yeah, we got a dang flyer here. The flyer came the other day, and I told my wife I sure would like to stop at this place. I heard from a couple people. They said it's really good, but they got this damn sandwich there. Basically a grilled cheese sandwich with ham and stuff. I don't eat the fries because it's all greasy fried, but I sure would like to try that damn thing. Place is called Max and Irma's. It's right up the street from here. And we got coupons. We got some coupons. I'd like to go try that maybe. But everything's expensive. I remember you used to get a sandwich for a couple bucks. Now you're looking $10-12 for a sandwich if you want one. Everywhere it's like that. My brother took me to the Bob Evans one time, and just him and meat was $60. Yeah, my buddy Pete, my buddy Gary was telling me it's the dry season. It's hot as hell right now there. But me, I like the heat. We're chilly this morning. We had yesterday was about 80. We had a bunch of days of real 70s and 80s. And then this morning the window was open and it was cold air coming in. It said it was 68, but it's a cool breeze and there's no sun out right now. So and that makes my fingers so they don't work. Anytime I get any chill in these hands, they quit working. So, they just hurt. I hope they start working again soon. But we got some of those little rock packs. You bust them open and you rub them together real hard, and they heat, and they heat all night. I mean, they'll go from nighttime all the way to the next morning, putting heat out. So I put those on my hand. In the hospital, the dude was making me heat packs in the microwave, and that was helping my hands out. But I had to stop taking he gave me some kind of nerve medicine for my hands, and as I took it, I was building up a resistance to it, so it wasn't working as good. And they said take 2. Well, when I started taking 2, I was getting these terrible dizzy spells, and when I was coming out of the bathroom the other day, if Faye wouldn't have been standing there, I'd have hit the floor. I'd have fell right over on the floor. I kind of like blacked out, but she was right in front of me, so I kind of landed on her, and she's pretty tough. She's a pretty tough cookie. There's no doubt about it. But oh yeah, so I just said, Doc, I'm gonna stop taking these damn things. They're no damn good. So I stopped taking them, and now I don't get the dizzy spells. So, but the VA, they play around with me a good bit with the travel. They make me all these appointments. Okay, I'm going to go to these appointments, need blood work. Hey, Maps. And then they don't show up with the van. And I told them, look, I don't have a car. I have no way of getting there. I'm, almost an hour away from there. And they're like, well, get a car. That's what the guy told me. He said, well, why don't you just go get a car? Well, I said, okay, well, why don't you just go ahead and give me the money for the car? He's like, man, I'll go money to give you a car. I said, where do you think I'm going to get it from? Pull it out my ass? These people are just, some people are really horrible. When you're down, this is the first time in my life I've ever been down like this. And people can be really horrible when this happens to you. When you get down, nobody gives a flying shit about you. They just, hey, fuck you. That's just how it goes, and that's a real shame. I know when we were in the Philippines, we knew lots of people that went down, and we helped them out, as much as we could. And we have had people that helped us too, though. Like get Faye's ticket to come here. We had a lot of people. One fellow sent us $1,000. Didn't even know him. Just super, super nice Christian people. They're the best people on the planet. And we did get help. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the sound, guys. I don't know what to do about it. There's nothing I can do. Sound's all the way up. So that's just the way it's going to be. Maybe turn yours up a little bit more, because there's only one person. Bams, it's only you saying it. So yeah, at least the signal's coming through good. I was talking to my buddy Gary in the Philippines, and we were getting bad signal. Had to hang up and redo the call. How you like that, guys? Look at that. I got the real good chemo hair dye. Look at my hair. I got pictures of me at Christmas time. My hair was white. It was almost pure white. And now look at it. That chemo turned it black. And it's not falling out. There's a couple guys over there and one lady over at the clinic that their hair's falling out. And that's a shame. It's like peach fuzz on top of their head. Well, I don't know, Bams. It's got to be something going on with your shit, because everybody else is working. Nice widow's peak. Oh, yeah. The whole family's got that. I just tell everybody, I'm out to drink. Come on. My dad had a hell of a good one on my mom's side. All her brothers, everybody had the widow's peak. So must be an Indian thing. But you look at a lot of them old-timer Indians, the Mohawk, Iroquois Indians, they all had that widow's peak. They lose their hair in here. I got a couple brothers that they got wavy hair, their hair's waving goodbye, but they still got that patch in the middle. So, me, I never worried about it. My hair, if it falls out, it falls out. I don't really give a shit. But some people, they get all freaky. My one brother, he got all freaky when his hair started falling out. I'm like, so what? It looks cool. He looks like Bruce Willis, And he's all, oh, it's falling out. They get their ass hair stuck on their head from them plugs and stuff. I'm like, God, give me a break. I'd never do that. You know, you're going to be like the way you are. It's like me. I looked in the mirror the other day. That young guy used to be there. He's long gone, guys. It's just sort of happens, and it happens real quick. You know, but I wish I was in the heat of the Philippines right now, because I definitely do not like this cold weather. And it's 68. Cold weather. Ain't that funny? But I was told here this was the mildest winter we had in about the last 10 years. And the last 10 years have been pretty mild in this area. But, you know, if we start getting cold weather, I do want to head down south. My buddy Ronald down there, a good Christian dude, he knows the good areas to move to. We went on Zillow, and there's all kinds of houses for 30, 40, 50,000. And they're telling me the VA doesn't matter where you go in the country, so. Yeah, I know. I keep looking for that young guy I used to talk to in there, but he's, but Pete, he's long, he's long gone. He has left the building. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah, them young guys, they don't stick around too long. They split. Oh, well. But me, I did 10 years in the Philippines. I can't really complain. It was okay. But I don't want to go back. I want to stay here. A lot of my, like my buddy Gary, he's planning on going back and forth now. You know, he wants to stay so many months in the Philippines and then come here. He's got that little boy of his, just the handsomest little kid. And now he wants to have, him and his wife want to have another one. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be really cool. You gotta get your little boy a playmate. Okay, VA loan got my place in upstate South Carolina. All right, Brian, that's the way to go. They're telling me I could do it without a down payment too, if you can find an undervalued house. And when I was going on to the Zillow, they have a score on there, and this score number, the higher that number, the more undervalued it is. And there's just, I couldn't believe how many houses down there in what was that, Alabama? What was that? Yeah, I think that was Alabama. My brain keeps frying. That they're just cheap. You know, the old folks die off, and the kids don't want the house. It's out in the middle of nowhere on 3-4 acres. You know, nice little 3-bedroom house. The one place I looked at had a bathroom, one bathroom inside, but it had an outhouse, and then it had a 45 by 90 outbuilding. So. Yeah, see, I hope I can work that out, Brian, for us, because I'd like to have the kids to have a little homestead here. We have a place in the Philippines. We actually have 2 places in the Philippines. We have all that land we bought, and then we have the house in Lipa, and then it would be nice to have them a place here. You know, because when they get big, who knows how well they're going to do. You know, I look at all my brothers and sisters, how their kids are doing. And their kids now are in their, you know, late 30s, early 40s like mine. And they're all doing very well. I mean, they're very successful. You know, my one niece has her own hairdo place, and she's making money hand over fist, and just the kids are doing well. You know, they learned. Seems like every other generation. Me, I guess I was the dumb generation. I didn't do too. But you know, the kids are doing good. You know, now my son, he's got his problems, but my daughter seems to be doing all right. I hope we see her pretty soon. It was her birthday yesterday. She was 35. So look at that. It just seems like only yesterday I was holding her in my arms. And now she's 35. Look how fast that goes, guys. We don't get much time. I read somewhere that life is just a vapor. And boy, I'll tell you, as you get older, you really start to realize that's the truth. We're just a vapor. We're not here very long at all. So that's really something. 10 acres is pretty cool. You know, to me, that's about a perfect sized piece of land, 10 acres. I had a buddy that had a piece of ground that was 10 acres. And I thought, boy, that's really nice. You can keep a couple acre pasture field for your cows. You know, at least 2 of those, so you can move them around. You have a place for your dog pens, a place for your horse corral, your house. 10 acres just seems to be a nice, perfect size to me. So I hope we find something. It's going to be down there in Dothan, uh, Alabama. It's probably where we're going to wind up. If we get a car, we want to go there this summer. I want to take the kids to Niagara Falls though. After school's out, if we can find a buggy. I asked the bank for a loan. I haven't heard anything back yet. Uh, but there's cars. There's just so many nice cars right now for $4,000 and $5,000 around here. I saw two Cadillacs, Fleetwoods, really nice shape. Yeah, there you go, Peter. That's it. Well, me, I like spending time with these little kids. They're in school now, and we're going to be moving. They'll have to help us with the move and start packing everything up. I hope it works out with the money because I want to get some couch beds. So if we have company, if my daughter comes to visit, if Mike Simpson comes, and my buddy Russell from California, he wants to visit. My buddy Gary from the Philippines, he wants to visit with his wife and little one. So I'd like to have it set up to where I have some couch beds. If they come, they got a place. We got some neighbors moving out. They're moving to Missouri. They're not going to take all their stuff, so they're offering a whole bunch of furniture to us for pretty cheap, double beds and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, we better, we're gonna have to borrow some money and grab that, and we'll get some beds in here that we can move over to the new place. Because it's going to be the place we're moving to is going to be a 2-bedroom. We don't really need a 2-bedroom. I mean, we lived in the Philippines. The first house we lived in was 450 square feet. And they had 2 little tiny bedrooms. I knocked the wall out, made 1 big bedroom. And we just slept on a big mattress on the floor, one of them neoprene mattresses, like a wrestling mat. And we did just fine. But here in this country, they make you. Oh, you have to have your own room for each kid. What the hell is that shit for? Who the hell can afford that? And if you're going to make me do that, why don't they pay for it? That really pisses me off. Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, you too. I forgot. I hope you guys come visit pretty soon. Sean wants to come with him and his Filipina sweetie. You're welcome. Come anytime you want, guys. Me, I was told I could have I haven't drank any beer since I think it was September or something like that. My wife brought me a can of beer yesterday. That was the first one in a while. Didn't drink it all, but sure did taste. That tasted good. A lot of the food I'm eating and stuff doesn't taste right, but my chewing tobacco tastes good. It's just hard to get it out. I can't hold a fork or spoon. They got me these special, real heavy-duty forks and spoons. The handles are super heavy. They're round, and I can hold on to them. But even yesterday, I was dropping those when I was eating. Oh, that's pretty cool, buddy. I hope you have a nice trip. Oh, I just spilled chewing tobacco all over my leg. See, this is how I'm spilling. I'm dropping everything. I got the damn the worst case of the dropsies I ever had. Everything I pick up falls down. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to get my little son, my little Matty, he's 9 years old. I'm going to get him to help me put the righteous stunt clutch on the bike. These new ones got that extra little lever. I can put it way down here, which is supposed to get 45% let off. I can't squeeze that, so we're going to put that on. And also, I have a longer clutch arm. If you look down by the motor, that clutch arm is about 1 inch long. Well, I found one online by Cobra Company. It's 2 inches long, so it gives me extra leverage. Now, it's a little bit longer, but it says it'll work with the stock cable. So, yeah, everybody in the Philippines is telling us that, Sean. And you too, huh, out in California? Must be just that area of the world. I mean, we're a little chilly this morning. We had 70 degrees for 3 days in a row, and then we had 80, 81 the other day. Now it's 68 gloomy. I hope the sun comes out. But hey, Sean, how do you like my hairdo? I'm using this new famous, real expensive hair dye. called chemo. The doctor was even saying, "Man, I can't believe your hair's turning black." I said, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the chemo was bringing all the evil out of me. That's what I said from the beginning when this happened. I had a demon because I'd be sitting there. I'd be sitting there on the chair, and it would feel like somebody punched me real hard in the shoulder, and I'd fall over, and I'm turning around. There's nobody there. There was nobody there, and I swear it was a demon. And they said that was because my one of the calcium or something was super low, and it was like I was getting hit. So that was really a shame. Yeah, there's some people I see over there at when I go to get my chemo on Mondays now that they lost all their hair. That one fella, he's just got like fuzz on top of his head. And he was showing me pictures. I talked to him a couple weeks in a row, and he says, "You going to be back here next Monday?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be back next Monday." He said, "I'm going to bring you pictures and show you my beautiful hair." And the dude, he did. He had real nice hair. But he was a real skinny dude. He said he lost about 100 pounds with this. Same thing as me, the bone cancer. He lost 100 pounds, and he's barely, he's on the same chemo. He gets his last one next Monday. And then we're both going in for stem cell after that. I got to talk to the doctor about it because I don't know. You got to be in there for a couple weeks because they suck the stem cells out and then they got to put them back. But I got to read up a little more about that. And then don't know how it's going to work. Used to pull his pubes, eh? Oh well. But my hair, it's turning black. And even before Faye clipped my mustache off, see, this is starting to get real black again in here too, all around here. See that? I got to shave today. We have to go up to the store and get some razors. We have to pay Faye's green card thingy this month. That's $1,440, so that's really screwing us for this month. Man, we're just majorly screwed. It's only going to leave us a couple $100 for food. And they won't send me the electric bill. I don't know what the hell's the matter with this stupid electric company, but my electric bill was due on the 26th of last month. I always keep money back for that. And the pricks won't send me a bill now. And then what they'll do is in a week or two, they're going to send me a thing saying, "Oh, we're going to shut you off because you didn't pay your bill." Well, they got to send me one. I called them and said, "How much do I owe?" And they said, "Oh, we'll wait till you get your bill." Yeah, Brian, that's what we have a friend in the Philippines that had to get that, an old guy, and we're gonna, they claim it's gonna help. Yeah, my hair ain't white no more. Look at that, it's turning black. I'm telling you, it's turning black. That just, even the nurses when I went back, when I first got the very first chemo I got, I had this real tall girl. She's like 6 feet tall, and then I didn't get her anymore. Real nice girl. And then when I went in last time, there she was again. That's the first time I seen her in a long time. Her name's Kim. And she said, "Oh, you're dyeing your hair?" I said, "No." Mm-mm. Oh, Sean, yeah. Well, what we're trying to do is it's going to be a permanent resident thing for her so that she can take care of me. We're going to send in the stuff for me being sick. The kids are all American citizens. We did a bunch of reading on this on their website. And if, you're a foreigner and your husband's an American and your kids are all, you got your kids are all Americans and you move to the States, that they have a special provision that they can make you a permanent resident. And then after 10 years, you can swear in as a citizen. And I would like her to do that. I would like her to become a citizen of this country. I'm not going back. Maybe visit or something like that, but I don't want to fly anymore. I don't really have a desire to go there. We have lots of friends there that we really fell in love with, but I can see them on the messenger. We were just talking to Jaime and Gloria and Uncle Pruding and all them, and we love those guys. We do. Those are some fantastic people, and of course Faye's mom and her brothers. Her brother's the same age as my son Matthew. Her brother Coco, he's my favorite. I love him. And then Toto, she's got the brother Toto. He's another one, just a real solid good person. She raised good people. So the mama, the dad died before I ever come around. So I never got to meet him, but from all accounts, he was a hell of a good dude. So I saw lots of pictures of him. You know, he was a good bit older than the mom too. I think he was. How? Hey, Faye. How old? How much older was your father than your mother? 10 years?
What?
Was your father 10 years older than your mother, or was he 20?
15 years.
15 years. The father was 15 years older than the mother, and she's 70 now, right?
My mom, yes.
Yeah, she's 70 years old now.
I don't know. Maybe we like old people.
Yeah, she was born in 53, but these two, this one right here, looking at, say hi over here. Come on. When they're walking away from me, like they would go for walks up in Lipa, I can't tell which one's what. I can't tell. I can't tell if the mom's on the left or Faye's on the left. Now, when you turn around the front way, then I could tell because of the face. But they're exactly 100% exactly the same build. And when they're walking away from me, I can't tell. You know, I wanted to get a picture of that one day. And if her mom would put on Faye's clothes and Faye would put on her mom's clothes, you wouldn't be able to tell. Now, me, there is a difference, though. There is a weird thing about her mother. Faye can get on the back of my motorcycle, and I can't tell she's there. I have no idea that there's anybody on the back of the bike, and I can just zip along as fast as I want, make the corners as fast as I want, and you don't even know she's there. You put your mother on the back of a bike, and everybody's told me the same thing. My buddy Ronald, everybody. She's like a hippopotamus. Holy mackerel, you swear you're going to fall over at any second. And she weighs the same as my wife. It's just I don't know what she does on a bike that makes it so unstable. All right, we'll see you, Sean. Yeah, I'll talk to you this weekend. We're going to put the stunt clutch on, and I'm still waiting for the other part. When I take my clutch handle off, I'm going to lose my mirror perch. So I got a hold of the guy who sold me the stunt clutch, and he says, I got just individual perches for that bike, so you can screw the thing on. So he sent me out a couple of those. I wasn't sure what size it was. I said, look, I can't get out to the bike now. So he said, oh, look, I'll just send you two. He sent me a 1-inch and a 7/8. And I said, but the stunt clutch says 7/8. He says, well, as you move up the handlebar, it gets fatter on those. I didn't notice that. I haven't been out to the garage. I can't walk out there right now. Maddie and I are going to try to go out tomorrow and see if we can get my beautiful little clutch. The green isn't quite the same as the bike, but I got green, and the same thing down on that bottom part, the clutch arm that goes down into the motor. I went ahead and got the what do you call it? Video on how to do it, and then I also got a center stand. So the first thing we're going to do, hey Sal, how you doing, buddy? The first thing we're going to do is put the center stand on, and that guy showed that thing. It took him about 5 minutes. You take the. I got to get some Loctite though. I got to run over the hard auto store to get some Loctite. I don't have any, and he showed the video. The video was like 7 minutes long. You take the foot pegs off, you slide the little bracket on, and then you get there's longer things. You put them on, torque it to 18 foot-pounds. I have a torque wrench. And then put the other side on, and then you fit the thing in between the little holes and put the spring on. I have a tool to put the spring on, and the guy did it in 5 minutes. I got the SW Motec center stand. I know it was a little bit more money, but as I looked at the center stands, I thought, well, this is a real nice one. It's designed just for this bike. The first one I bought was for the 18 model. I wanted to give it to my brother if he would help me put this one on, but I don't know, he's got his panties in a bunch. So, I don't know. He said, oh, I just found out you got out of the hospital, and I'm going back on Messenger all the way to March of me in the hospital, sending him pictures and talking to him. So, he forgets. He has some kind of a mental problem, and he forgets stuff, I think. And as he's getting older, I think it's getting worse. He's a real heavy, super heavy beer drinker. Every time I talk to him, he's swilling beer. So I think that's messing him up. I think he's getting too old for it myself. You know, as you get older, it's time to quit that kid stuff. You know, but it's got his mind messed up, and I feel bad for him. I hope he comes out of it. But I don't feel too good, Sal. Oh, okay. All right. Where you at, Sal? You told me before. There's so many I forgot. Hey, how you doing, Ronald? Good to see you, buddy. But where you at, Sal? It's got to be morning somewhere where you're at. Yeah, I hope we can get a little house where I could have a garden again. Me, I had one of those little chainsaw tillers. You know, it's got a little chainsaw motor up at the top. I got the thing. The neighbor sold it to me for $20. Wouldn't run. He couldn't get it running. Well, the little wire. There was a little wire that was broke off at the motor, and all I did was solder that thing on, real good, and then it was running. And then he wanted it back, and I'm like, no, I ain't giving it back now. I fixed it, and I just tilled the top of the soil with that, and boy, we had potatoes, corn, beans. You know. Oh, okay, all right. You're warming up over there. I used to come through there, the Thousand Islands regions, when I was going to Montreal. That's such a beautiful area of the country. Yeah, I wanna have some ground. We're gonna really. I'm gonna go down to that. What the hell's it called? The lady gave me the. See, I lose my papers. I got these stupid papers I put here, and then they disappear on me. I lay them here, and do you know where my paper went?
What kind of paper?
That one with that number that lady gave me yesterday. It was right here. It was laying right here.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either.
Oh, because look.
No, that not the cards. You wrote it down on the piece of paper for me.
Ah.
Remember that big white
Oh,
paper?
yes. Here.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Here, let me have that. See, you're picking this
No,
stuff up
I
and
just,
moving it.
I just get. I'm not.
All right, this is Veterans Service Commission. It's called. She gave me the number to call. I have to go there Monday, and she says, "Why do you want to get an apartment? They can help you get a house." So we're gonna have to get out of here. Maybe we can stall these guys off for a month or two. Yeah, I know the politicians are all bad in New York. They're all a bunch of liberal Democrats, freaky people, and the cops going through there are royal stinking pricks. Every time I go through there, they pull you over. I had an old diesel station wagon, an Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme that my uncle gave me. And before we got it, my aunt was from England and she wanted to learn how to drive. Well, she smashed all the corners. You know, she'd hit stuff. She'd hit the wall. She'd hit poles, and it had all kinds of dents and dings in it. It was mint when he drove it, but he couldn't drive anymore. And I got all the lights buckets fixed, and everything was working, but it had these dings and dents. And the cops would come up past you, and they'd look at the car, poof, lights come on, pull me over every time. You know, every stinking time I went up there, they'd pull me over, and they hold you up. It's not 15, 20 minutes. Them pricks would hold you up for a whole hour. You know, look in your car. We want to search your car. No, you're not searching my car. Well, we're going to get the dogs. I'm sitting in there with my little kids, my wife, like we're some kind of dopers or something. They're real pricks up there. And they got their stupid little hat with their peanuts on it. Peanuts. That's the only peanuts they got, them pricks. Yeah, who the hell wants to be in New York? I hate to even go through it. I wish there was a way to go around it. You know, but we used to go up to Montreal 3-4 times a year to see my uncle. But we're planning on moving down to where Ronald is. That's Alabama, right, Ronald? Alabama, or in my head, I got problems with the head too with this chemo shit going on. My brain is putting black hair out. But yeah, Texas. I'm watching a lot of these. Respect my authority. Yeah, the cops are really getting shitty. I'm watching these things on YouTube of where these cops abuse people, and these huge settlements they're making. They just had a $19 million settlement. They had one. You know, they're killing people. They killed people. The one guy, he was going away from the cop, running. He was of no threat to the cop. He was running away from the cop, and the cop shot him 5 times in the back and killed him because he was running. You know, now what the guy did, I have no idea. They didn't say, but still, so they're going to shoot you just because you're running. And they show ones where they're beating these women up, big tough cop guys. Ooh, boy, these guys are tough. They drag a little woman out of the car and beat the shit out of her. They showed this poor woman. She was just completely covered on the court documents, completely covered in bruises. Her face was all smashed into the concrete. She had big scrapes all over her face. Big tough cop. Telling her, and the whole time he's hollering, quit resisting, quit resisting. And the poor girl, she's not resisting. As soon as he said, oh, she was resisting. Well, you know what I did there on my garden? I used to bag my grass, and then the grass I would put all around the plants. You know, and that plus that makes heat. The tomatoes love the heat, guys. Corn don't like heat, but tomatoes sure do like the heat. And yeah, it's definitely the cops are. They're basically the Gestapo. And then the thing I don't like about Trump, and a lot of guys say, oh, he's your guy, and you got to get him and all that. He gets up on there and said he's going to give the police even more. They got this qualified immunity. Now he's going to make it they can do whatever they want. No, you need to pull the qualified immunity away from them. And when they do wrongdoing, you need to take their pension and you need to put these people in jail. This one cop just got 260 years for the shit he was pulling. He was pulling over and raping people, you know, and it wasn't doing it for like a week. He was doing it for years and years and years. And they finally caught him and he's crying in court. Oh, and then they showed another fellow on there. The young black kid goes to step out of his car. As soon as he steps out of the car, the cop just starts punching him in the face, throws him to the ground, beats the living crap out of him. And they gave him 90 days. Now, if you'd have done that to somebody, you think you'd have got 90 days? And then you see these cops getting DUIs, they let them off the hook. Nah. This thin blue line, they're nothing but pirates. And as far as I'm concerned, they're a gang. Now, we do know that I met a couple of the cops around here. I'm a firm believer there should be no woman cop. That's the stupidest thing they ever come up with. Yeah, I don't like to do that. I don't like to do that plastic. That's just something to buy. I get the grass for free, put it in my bagger, and just spread it all around the plants. Nothing grows through that grass. And plus, it starts burning and becomes fertilizer. Yeah, I know, Bams. That was one bad dude. And when you look at him, he looks just like a regular old church-going, nice guy. He looked like somebody's son. But he was evil, and he got 63 years or something. And he was crying like a baby in the court. And I'm like, yeah, they'll be raping him pretty soon and see how he likes it. But I got onto one channel, and then they give you a whole bunch of channels. And these cops are absolutely just horrible. They don't want you to film them because they're doing wrong stuff. They're sticking guns in people's faces when you don't need to pull a gun out on somebody. And when they see people running from cops, yeah, if I could run, I'd run from them too. I don't want to get anywhere. I don't want to talk to them. They come up to me to say something. I just look at them and say, look, I don't want to have a talk with you. I'm going to take the Fifth Amendment. Sorry, I have nothing to say to you. Because anything you say to them can and will be used against you. They're fishing. They're fishing to make a bust because that's what, then they get brownie points at work and their boss slathers up their ass and they go have their little parties. Well, buddy, we're in the north here. Maybe it's good down there. And I have been down there. I went through Oklahoma one time. I had a 67 Catalina wagon. It had a 409 with that 3 carburetors on it. Had one sitting up high and then one front and back. And I was going through Oklahoma and I thought, boy, I want to see what this thing will do, So I put it to the floor. I put the damn thing to the floor. I was flying. It did about 130. It went way past 120, 125, and then it was like stuck. And I went right past this cop in a it looked like a Pontiac Omega, but I think it was a Nova six banger. This is years ago. And he turned his lights off and come at me, and he was getting smaller and smaller. And I thought, oh, shit, I'll just pull over. And he come up and he read me the riot act. He told me, well, you got cobwebs in your head, boy. I says, it's the wee hour of the mornings. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I want to see what this baby will do. Come on, there ain't nobody out here. Coyotes. But he let me go. He was pretty cool. He was banging his papers and having this big fuss. He was younger dude, having this fit. Maybe about 35 years old. I think he was on day shift and he did something wrong, so they put him on nights. So, or he had to work the night shift once a month or something like that. But he wasn't too happy about it. But he was telling me I had cobwebs in my head. But he let me go. He looked the car over. He says, "All right, I don't want to see you doing." And he turned around and went the other way. And what did I do? I got back in and floored it again. That car really ran. That was such a nice car. And a buddy of mine had a leaky basement. He was getting all this water in the basement. So he said, if you dig up my foundation, dig all around my foundation, and we're going to all the way down to the bottom. I want to seal it. He had some kind of spray, but the company wanted too much to dig. He says, I'll give you this car. And I'm looking at this car from Arizona, this Catalina wagon, and I'm like, I had a car. I had a vet. Of course, it was a Chevette, but I had a vet. And yeah, I know that's how it is down south. Ronald, I was down there. I was in Tennessee in Lawrenceburg for a while. You'd go into like the little gas station that had the little crumpets to eat in the morning. I used to stop and get these little breakfast croissants every morning with egg and sausage. And you could buy hot dogs in there in the afternoon and stuff. And they had a whole bunch of gas pumps. I think it was a Getty station or something like that. And the cops would come in. All those guys were just old, like, nice guys. Not like around here. They just busted the cop in Elyria up here. They busted a bunch of them in Cleveland. They did a thing in New York where they said every cop is on the take up in New York City, and they got 30,000 of them. They're all on the take. Except Serpico. He wasn't. But they just get power hungry. They're the kids that got beat up in school, so they become a cop. The last job I would want to be is a cop. Screw that. I don't want to be no stinking cop. Who the hell would want to do that job unless you're a little, pussy, bullied boy? And a lot of these cops, they're just not cool. Now here I talked to a couple of them. There's one that comes to the building. His mother lives here. He's a big fella. He's a hell of a big fella. And that's what a cop should be. Cop should be a big fella, like a fireman. And then you see the firemen, and you'll be looking, we had the fire departments come through here a couple times, and you'll see all these firemen are these big 6'4", monstrous, 250-pound, 300-pound guys. And then you'll see a little one, this little 140-pound woman. How the hell is she going to drag somebody out of a burning building? She'll be lucky to get it. They're going to have to go save her ass. I don't think they should do that. It was like when Andy Griffith was on with Barney Fife. They should have weight restrictions and all this. And a woman, she's got to get help. And the first thing she's going to do is pull her gun because she's scared. And they showed that one black fella, he was riding his bicycle, and this Chicano cop lady got shitty with him, asserting her authority. And he was like not having any of it. So he took her gun. He reached over and took it. There's just nothing she could do about it. And then she was fighting with him, and he just pushed her down. Little dummy stepped on her foot and pushed her down. Now, would I do something like that? Never in a million years. I wouldn't touch a cop. They'll shoot you. But it was funny. He took her gun. He thought, yeah, screw you. You're a chick. And then, of course, when the two other cops came, they beat the shit out of him and took the gun back. But they were big strapping boys. But they had to come and save her. She got on her little radio, help, help, help. Well, personally, if I would have been the commander or something like that, she'd have been fired. I would have fired her. I think it's a huge mistake. The only thing they should be is meter maids. They could drive around, give you traffic tickets or something like that in their little Cushman, like they used to do when I was young. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Yeah, put them behind a desk. Let them empty the garbage cans, stuff like that. But you don't put them out on the street in a uniform. They're wearing their stupid clown costumes, and they're, respect my authority. We saw a blonde chick in there telling the people to get out of her bubble, and all the rest of the cops were standing there like, what the hell's the matter with her? Even the other cops were looking at her like she was some kind of a nut. So, no tickets. Me, I've been lucky. I got pulled over different times, but every single time I would take it to court, and every single time I went to court, the cop never showed up. So I never had any tickets on my license my entire life. I got stopped for speeding in Illinois one time, and they wanted you to pay the $35 right there. So I paid the $35, and I went to court. Well, the cop's mother or something was in the hospital, and they said they wanted to redo it. And I told the judge, no, I need a speedy trial. I'm from Ohio. I can't come back all the way over here. This is bullcrap. So the judge dismissed it. So they threw that speeding ticket away, and I was doing about 90, about 95. So, and he got me, but that got thrown away. So I never had anything on my record. Come September, I'm going to be able to get the cheap insurance because I had to start my license all over again here in Ohio, and they treat you like you're a 15-year-old kid. Well, I put insurance on the motorcycle through Progressive, my insurance company I had when I was in Pennsylvania, and $75 a year for the minimum here in Ohio. And she said, come September, if you get a car, we'll be able to get you cheap insurance, maybe about 40 a month, because your record's clean. You drove for 40 some years and your record's clean. So, yeah, well, down south, they'll do that. Down south, they're still good old boys, and they'll give you a fix-it ticket or something like that. Here, it's all money, guys. Up in the north, it's all money. They go back and they blow their damn captain, and they say, oh, you're a good boy now. Here, suck on this. As far as I'm concerned, they're just a bunch of punks, most of them, and they assert their authority. And if you watch them on these videos, they're just absolutely horrible, these police. They just abuse the hell out of citizens like they're better than you. They're no better than you. They're the same. They put their pants on just like we do. And you watch these videos. If you guys start watching these videos, you're just going to shake your head at how rotten these cops can be. But that's what you get. That's what you get up in this area. We want to move south. We're going to try if we can get a car. I want to take a trip this summer, go down and see Ronald, and go look at some houses down there and get this VA thing to help me find one. And if we find there's some beautiful little homes down there, according to Zillow. We saw some that still had all the furniture in them. Where the old folks, they either go live with their kids or they go into a nursing home or they pass away, and the house is just sitting empty. Still got food in the cupboards. Silverware in the drawers and stuff. And they do these walkthroughs of these houses, and they got nice couches, recliners in them, beds. They got everything in them, and they want 40 grand. Well, I can afford 40 grand. That's better than paying. I'm paying $1,100 a month here. Now they want me to move over one for 16 and 50. Well, I can't afford that. That's more than half of my money. Yeah, I've seen that too. They come in. They just did one. They took this big truck. This was on YouTube, and they took a big military truck. They were driving over everybody's garbage cans, and they smashed right through the front of this house to do a warrant. And guess what? It was the wrong house. They were supposed to get the house across the street, and the guy that they were trying to get, he ran out the back door and got away. This is a SWAT team. Boy, those guys are, yeah, boy. They get the best and the brightest. I think in order to become a cop, you have to have an IQ of 40, and then you become a cop. If you have anything over 40, sorry, you can't become a cop. And they bust these guys. They just had that one that was stealing money for years. He went into a house, and they had to cut his finger off, and he shot a hole in the people's kitchen. Why he had his gun out, there was nobody there, but he shot a hole in the kitchen countertop. So they started investigating him, and they found out he's been stealing from the drug money for years and gambling it all. And they're going to let him off the hook. But these guys are just, to me, it just seems like they're out of control. I watch this in just amazement. And like I said, the camera don't lie. They can't. They get in there and they say, no, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And then they show on the camera, and their own cameras. Like they stop people for speeding. Hang on, guys, I got to answer this. Good. Got my appointment. I hope they give me a ride. I was supposed to go yesterday, and the van never showed up. So I wasn't able to go down there. So Monday, I have to go Monday, and then of course now I got to go Wednesday. So they're going to be setting me up for this stem cell. We're going to talk about it. I told the doctor I got to have a meeting with him to talk about it because we have to move. We're not. The kids are last day of school is May 30th, and then June we got the whole month of June that we got to move out. I'm paid up. My rent's paid up this month, and then I'll ask them if we can use the deposit for the following one because the place is not trashed. We didn't trash this place. We vacuum every other day and we keep it real clean. The kids are big enough now where they don't write on the walls anymore. I got a little bit of marks on the wall there, but she says they're going to come in and paint, and they do inspections here a couple times a year where they come in. I told them, yeah, you can come in, just look, because they're all super nice people here. And they come in and look, and they say, okay, and they give you like an A plus. You're taking care of your place. Now, the place we're moving to, we talked to the girl, and the people that lived there trashed it. I mean, they just trashed it. Some dude came in with his girlfriend, and they had a ruckus, and he dumped over the fridge. He threw the stove on the floor. He ripped the cabinets off the wall. He just went berserk. So they're going to completely redo that one. It's a 2-bedroom, and she says that one should be ready in May. It's going to be a complete redo, new paint, new carpet. And she said you can have that one. So we got to get our application in. We got to give them $70. They make you do these applications where I fill out one, and plus my wife's got to fill out one. So she's got to bring her passport, and I got to bring my birth certificate and all that. My credit score's up. They fixed that. But I don't know what all this Amazon shit is they're sending. When it comes, I'm just got to refuse it and send it back. Benny, hi, baby. Oh, I never seen you before. How you doing, Benny? Let's get a look at that.
Would you
No, I'm
like
not good.
some peanut butter jelly sandwich?
Yeah, not so much jelly, though. More peanut butter. I'm hooked on peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I had one yesterday. And guys, if you want to try something that's really good, I go down to the VA and they have these things called Uncrustables. They're like these little round croissant things with peanut butter and jelly in them. They got grape ones and strawberry ones, and then they give you a little carton of chocolate milk. Boy, I ate 3 of them last time. I told the girl, hey, can I have another one of those? Sure. They feed you lunch because you're there for 4 hours. So they come in around noontime, 1 o'clock, and they bring this big tray of all kinds of stuff to eat. And you can just pick what you want. Well, she says, nobody likes those Uncrustables. She says, take them all. Nobody eats them. You're the only one that eats them. We were thinking of not getting them. I says, well, as long as I'm coming here, could you keep getting them? And she says, we'll get some more for next time you come. I says, well, I'm getting my last one on Monday. And she says, okay, we'll have a couple for you. Because I can eat 2 or 3 of them. Those things are just delicious. When I was a kid, that was my favorite lunch in school, was peanut butter and jelly. I used to put raisins and bananas on there and seal it up, and then I'd get that little tiny carton of chocolate milk. That was my favorite lunch. I just love peanut butter and jelly. And we got this that's some kind of organic peanut butter and jelly where they put it in a jar and they just mix it up, makes its own oil. And then we got some really good strawberry jelly. Well, she's got grape now. The strawberry's all gone because Dorothy and I ate it all. But she's got some grape jelly in there that her buddy gave her. And I like it. I just love peanut butter and jelly. I could eat 2 or 3 of them a day. But I got to watch the sugar. They gave me one of these sugar testers. They're giving me these 11 pills I got to take once a week. And they make my sugar go haywire. And then, of course, I'm on the blood thinner. And they said I'll be able to get off of that pretty soon. They're giving me rat poison. So hopefully I'll be off of that. We're going to talk, I got to talk to the doctor about all this stuff. And they're watching my blood work. The problem is, though, my electrolytes keep going down. Every time I go in, my electrolytes are screwed up. So they got to give me that. That's why I'm there for 4 hours. And then my hemoglobin is dropping. And he said, this is unusual, but he thinks it's from the chemo. And he says he'd never seen anybody's hair turn black before. The doctor's in there. He's like, man, I have never seen that before. He goes, you're a different kind of guy. And I said, well, they gave me a bill, came in the mail the other day for the chemo up to the date of last week. and it was $69,000, and my copay was $1,600. Well, we don't have that. We don't have $1,600 to be able to give them. So I took it over to that lady in the back. She's down in the basement. And I said, hey, I got this dang bill, and I can't afford this. And she said, well, good thing you asked. And she took the bill, and she did some stuff on her computer, and she came back and gave me another bill, said paid 100% in full. So I'm really happy I got into the VA. You know, they're taking good care of me, and I'm telling you guys, the VA ain't the way it used to be years ago. These are some of the nicest damn people you ever ran into. I mean, I just can't believe, just nice people. I mean, you just want to know them. I got this Dr. O'Brien. He's cool as hell. I'd like to go have a beer with that guy. And then they got the nurses are all sweet as can be. Just nice people. It's absolutely 100% nice people. One woman came in. She was having a bad day, and she was a little bit rude. And I said, hey, come on, quit being rude. And she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble. So we sat and talked for a while, having trouble with her son. You know, he's 16 years old, and you guys know the trouble with a 16-year-old. And, you know, her husband passed away. So it's just her and the 16-year-old boy. And she says she's having all kinds of trouble with him. And I said, well, hopefully you can get that. You know, I said, thank you, sweetheart. I said, you got your mom and dad still living? She goes, yeah. I said, well, get your dad to help you out. She said, I never thought of that. And I said, yeah, get him to help you out. He'll straighten him out. You know, that's Grandpa. And me, I always listened to my grandpa. You know, I loved him to death. But I got me a nice peanut butter jelly.
What about milk?
Yeah, you got a little bit of milk? Small glass. Oh, yeah. We're going to stop up at, they got this really good bread at Walmart. We're going to stop up there today, hopefully, and I'm going to get maybe about 10 loaves of it and put it in the deep freezer, because we can't get over there. You know, we can only get over there maybe once a month when we can get a ride. And this afternoon, the girl's going to give us a ride to the bank. Then we got to go to the post office, and then she's going to take us up to Walmart. And we're going to buy a bunch of food, you know, for the next couple of weeks anyway. Yeah, I just love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Absolutely my favorite sandwich. And buddy, you got to try them Uncrustables. They're expensive. They're like $11. I think you get 24 in a box though. That and chocolate milk. I just love peanut butter and chocolate milk, but we're out of chocolate milk. The little Moo drank the rest of it, so I got some regular milk. Thank you. I get up and get it myself, but man, I got, they did that biopsy on my hip for the bone marrow. And I talked to a guy over there. His name was Al, big black fellow, real nice guy. And he had the same thing, and he said it was about, after they did that, it was about 2 months before he could walk on his hip. It just messes you up terrible. My whole right side, I can't put any weight on my right leg. So what are you going to do? So I'm coming up on the end of 2 months on this. It's been almost 2 months. It's been about, so hopefully this is going to go away and I'm going to be able to walk. And usually after the chemo's done, when I had that break, I was going every Thursday. And then the doctor said, it's getting too crowded on Thursdays. I'm going to move you to Monday. So I had 3 days off. I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And those 3 days, I felt like $1,000,000 because they weren't poisoning me. So, Benny, hi, baby. I've been a follower a long time. I'm trying to help you. Yeah, I hope this clears up, you know, just for my little ones. You know, I just love to watch them grow. I love my babies. And they're good kids. They're all getting A+ in school right now. The teachers are giving real good reports that they're very disciplined. And even Moo, when he's in school, he's very disciplined. Here, he's not so disciplined here. But when he's in school, he's towing the line. And they love the kids at school. They send us little notes all the time and give them stars and little smiley faces and stuff because they were good. And they're doing good. Moo comes in, he gets a book every day from the library. They got this huge library at the school. The whole center of the school is this library. And he gets a book, and he sits there and reads it. He'll read the book out loud. And then Dorothy gets a book every day, and before she goes to bed, her and Maddie sit in there and read their book. And I always said, if you can read, you can do anything. as long as you can read. And they need that. That, and I think they should learn math. Maddie is really good at math. That was like me. I was always real good at math in school, and the way things work. You know, I did a test one time. I was going to work for this company, and I thought, boy, I'd like to have a job in this place because they paid really good. And they had all these wheels and stuff and gears, and they want to tell you which way. And I passed that 100%. And the dude come out and he says, nobody passes that 100%. Okay, so he gave me another test, and he sat there and watched me. And I filled it out and gave it to him. And they just put this little thing over it because you just scribble in a little, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And I got it again, and he's like, nah, there's something going on here. Nobody gets this right. So he gave me like the master test, and I aced that. I just am real good at mechanical stuff. I always have been. Ever since I was a kid, I was always taking crap apart, looking to see how it works and putting it back together and making it work, But now I got my hands don't work. I'm going to take my son out tomorrow. We're going to put the clutch on the bike. I got my righteous stunt clutch. The green isn't quite the same as the bike, but I got a green one. We're going to put that one on, and then today the mirror purchase is supposed to come. So tomorrow we'll get the tools out, and I'll let the boy do it. And just make sure it's cinched up and everything good. And hopefully this will work. If I still can't pull it, then I'm going to put that longer arm down on the bottom. But we're going to start with the center stand. I got the SW Motec center stand that's going to go on the bike. Because you need that. If you're out on the road and you get a flat tire or something, you got to use them sticks to hold it on the center stand. I'm afraid it's going to fall over, so I'm just going to get the center stand. And I don't care. I'm not really going to take the bike off a road. It's not an off-road bike. The only reason I bought it is because it's very spongy. You go over bumps, it just floats. It's a big dirt bike is what it is. There you go, Ronald. I remember that show. That was a good show. He's smarter than the average man. I remember all the Melkabong, the horse with the guitar, and Deputy Dog. I remember those cartoons when I was a kid. Didn't get to watch them much. Saturday morning I could watch TV for like an hour, and then we had to go out and do stuff. So, but my son, he's got that Nintendo game, and once school's coming out, I'm going to take that off of him, and he's going to go play outside. I'm going to let him have it maybe an hour a day, because he'll sit here and just play that stupid game all day, and he'll wind up turning into a fat boy. I don't want that to happen to him. And he is my fastest runner. Boy, can he run fast. And ride his bike real fast. Next month, I want to get Dorothy a bike. That place we're moving to has got all kinds of little paths. 700 units over there. It goes way in the back. Butts up against the airport. But not where the planes take off. And it seems like a nice place. The girl who's running it seems like a very nice girl. I don't think we'll have problems. She said there's never any cops in there. There's no trouble over there. She's been there for 3 years. And we don't want to move into a place with trouble. It's a different town. But Dorothy will still be able to go to Berea, but the boys are going to have to go to the Brook Park School for a year, and Mumu 2 years. And then they don't have a middle school, so she'll go to Berea School, and that's what we want. That's good schools around here. The best, I think. They took me on a tour of that school, Grindstone School, where the kids are all going now. They pick them in the bus in the morning. Boy, that is absolutely a beautiful school. I mean, it is really nice. They got the administrative building is right on the next street. We went to their Halloween thing last year. And we met some cops over there too. We were talking to the cops. They had a booth set up, a big trailer. And those guys were pretty cool. I was talking to the older fellow. He was like the boss. And he had his costume on, He seemed like a hell of a nice fella. He didn't seem like he was going to be a jerk or anything like that. So we talked to him for about an hour. And I kind of liked him. And he says, "Oh, you're living over here now?" I says, "Yeah." I said, "We had the bike. Maddie and I went up on the bike." And he says, "Yeah, we've seen that." He goes, we were always wondering who the hell would ride a bike like that. Big green booger. I said, "Yeah, that's what my son named it, the big booger." But I love that machine, and I like it because I don't think anyone will steal it because I can just barely get on it, and I'm 6'8". I got on it the other day, but I couldn't squeeze the clutch. I couldn't squeeze the clutch in. Doctor said I got a lesion on my spine. That's like half the size as it was, but my hands are numb. And then I got one here in my shoulder. And that one they did a scan. That one's going away. It's like half the size again. It looks like a little round dot on that scan that they do, the MRI. And they showed me the MRI that I had done when I first came in. And then they showed me the last one. Well, it's only a little tiny thing now. It's only about this big. Where before it was like this. I had a big one on my shoulder and I had a big one right in the small of my back. And they're killing it. It's on the bone and it's hitting the nerve, and that's making my hands numb. I've got 1,000 pins and needles in my fingers. Just to touch anything hurts. If I grab something, it feels like I'm grabbing needles or a porcupine. So that's not good. And you don't want to grab a porcupine, guys. I'm glad a few guys are in here. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn. There you go, Ronald. And the dog. He whips the dog's ass and he runs away and the dog's chain is off. Dog's holding the chain. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then that little tiny bird. The chicken hawk. I'm gonna get him a big chicken. Yeah, they don't got cartoons like that for the kids now. Now they got all this anime and stupid shit. I don't know. I never tried to eat a porcupine. I always went the other way when I seen one. They are nasty. And the other thing I go the other way is when you get a skunk. I see a skunk, I'm going the other way. Of course, when I was a kid, you go up and grab the skunk, play with them, get sprayed, and then they send you home from school. But we used to have a lot of them in the reservoir. We used to live by a big reservoir. That's all houses now. They filled it up and put houses. And I'm betting in 10 years from now, them houses are all going to settle. And they're going to have all kinds of cracks and problems with those houses over there. Because that was a 50, 60 foot deep reservoir where all the storm sewers went in. And they had a little concrete thing. But when it would rain real heavy, that whole thing would fill up like a lake. And now they filled it up. They brought in big scrapers and they filled that thing flat. And they built hundreds of houses on top of it. Brand new houses. And guess what? I think that's all going to settle. And they're going to have nothing but trouble with them houses. Nope. I don't think I want anything wrapped in chitterlings. I really don't. I never thought much of them. Who the hell wants to eat guts? That's like liver. Liver, that's something I can't eat. Liver and Brussels sprouts are two things that you bring them near me, I'm going to punch you in the face. I hate them. My first wife used to take them Brussels sprouts. I'd grow them for her. It would grow a big stalk, and we'd get all these Brussels sprouts. And boy, does she love them things. She'd go right out in the garden and pick them off and eat them. Or cook them. When you cook them, they stink. They smell like sulfur. But she just loved them damn things. And I'll grow them for you. You like them? I'll grow all you want. I loved my garden. I had a real nice garden in the back. All kinds of food come out of there. One time we had some family came from Missouri. Didn't know they were coming. They went to visit my mother here. And then they thought instead of going home, they're going to come over and visit us before they head home. And I didn't have any food in the deep freezer. I had a little bit of deer meat and some cold packed groundhog. I thought, oh shit, I got like 20 people here now. So we went out in the garden. I gave them each a bucket. I said, go out in the garden and pick what you want. The corn was ready. I had some Silver Queen corn. So we cooked up corn on the grill. You wrap it in foil and pour beer in there and put it on the grill. And then cook it till it's singed. And then I had okra. We had peppers. I stuffed some peppers with the ground deer meat and rice. What else? And we put the soup on it. Campbell soup over the top. And oh, we had a hell of a dinner. It was really funny. Oh, balut, you know something, Pete? I could eat those things all day. We were at when I was working at the call center. The Indian guy said, if you get your numbers up over 27%, I'll eat a balut. And you know, this guy just was not liking that at all. So they brought like 12 of them in and cooked them up. And they made him eat the stone, though. No, not even a Filipino will eat the stone in there. That thing's horrible. It's like eating chalk. But he ate it. Well, nobody else was eating them, even the Filipinos. So you know what I did? I ate like 3 or 4 of them babies. Crunched their little beaks and everything. It just tastes like an egg to me, you know. But you got to get them early so you don't get feathers in there. No, I like them. I like the balut. I eat them. When I was in the Philippines, we ate them a lot. There's a lot of stuff. Another thing that I really love that people don't like is that durian. They say it stinks. Oh shit, I'll eat a whole durian by myself. Those are the best damn things to eat. I wish I could get them here. When we used to go out to Faye's Uncle Pruding, he would always get me a big durian. When they were in season, he'd chop that open and him and me would split one. Oh man, it's like over in England, that pudding that they serve. I think that's durian. I think that's all that is over in England. I don't think they grow it there, but it tastes just like it. Oh, I love that durian. That's one of my favorite things to eat. But they had over at the call center, you weren't allowed to bring it in for lunch because it would stink the whole place up. And I actually think it smells good, if you ask me. But my durian perfume, that didn't go over very big in the Philippines. So I guess we won't be having that. But I love the stuff. I went up, they had a dude outside the one call center when I was in Davao. And he'd bring his cart up with all the durian. And there's 7 different kinds. And there was this one kind that I really liked. And he'd always have me one. And he'd cut it open for me. One time I sat there and ate a 3.5 pound durian all by myself. And the Filipinos were like, damn, you really like that, don't you? But they will make you gain weight, you know. And I love the dried fish. They got that, my favorite dried fish is the one called daing. I call it Filipino bacon. And Faye gets it. She can get it here now. And she just fries it up. And then you put it with your eggs in the morning. And boy, I'll tell you what, I can eat the heck out of that too. Now, there's some of them I don't like what's that one that I don't like, Faye? The putang or whatever?
Huh?
That fish I don't like, the putang.
What putang?
Yeah, which is the one that tastes really bad? Your dried fish. Putang?
What putang?
I don't know, isn't that what they call it?
Pusit?
Pusit. They call it pusit. That one's horrible. I think they didn't make that out of the butthole of a whale or something. I don't know. Pusit. Yeah.
Squid.
That's horrible. That stuff is the nastiest damn stuff. I can't eat that. And when you cook it, man, it'll stink up a whole place. Yeah. Now the daing though, those are just the little dried ones. And then she's also got these little tiny fish where you can see like their ribs sticking out. You know, they just take their finger and they knock the dillies. They call them dillies and stuff. Those we'll eat. She'll put those in stuff. I think those are just good as can be. They're salty. You know, they're just little salty fish.
Momo doesn't want that. Doesn't like that.
Yeah, the kids don't think much of it.
Momo said it's a baby fish. Why they get the baby fish?
Yeah, Momo don't like him hurting the baby fish. He's cute. He's a poor little baby fish. Well, when I was down in southern Leyte, I was the octopus catcher. The little kids were coming out and they got these little rubber bands with the little wire. It's like a piece of straight wire, and they come up and they hit the thing right in like the head. Well, I was going up and I was picking these big boulders up. You know, I was a big guy. I was about 290 then, and I would pick these boulders up, and 6 or 7 of these squids would run, and the kids would run and catch them. But what they didn't do down there is they didn't de-ink them. So when you're eating them, you're just all purple. But the way that lady cooked them, that was pretty good. That I actually liked those, you know. And we had, oh my, I must have caught about 30 or 40 of them damn things. And the way it was down there, when the tide came in, the water got deep. You know, it was up to your neck. But when the tide would go out, you could walk out almost a mile. I swear, you could get so far away from the shore, and you were only up to your ankles in water. But you got to watch out for them sea anemones, and you also got to watch out for them damn little tiny blue what do they call them? What are those things called I got stuck with?
What?
Man of wars. The little man of war jellyfish. Yeah, red snapper. I had one of them when I was down there. Another fish that I got, I don't know what it was called, but this fella come down. He was a fisherman, and he said, "I caught this really nice fish for you." And it was like he wanted $3.50 for it. That was the exchange on it. And this damn thing was about 6 feet long. It was the prettiest fish you ever seen. There were no scales on it. It was more like a big snake. It was like a big water snake, but it didn't have like a gar face on it. It just had a short face, more like a catfish. And the damn thing was 6 feet long, and it was white. The belly was pure white, and the back was gray. And it had like you had to scrape that top of it. You had to take a spoon and scrape the stuff out of the top of it. It wasn't a carp though. And boy, that thing was good. They put that in some Jufran sauce and cooked that up. And boy, I'll tell you what, I ate a hell of a lot of that. We had monkey when I was down there. We went on the monkey hunt. And I took my blowgun and I shot the monkey right in the eyeball. They got these monkeys, they look like a koala bear. They got these really big eyes like this. Their eyes are like, you can't miss them. And those guys were using marble guns. They got these PVC, and they drop a marble down the thing, and they squirt a little gasoline in the thing, and then they got a piezo igniter. And they aim at the little monkey, boom, and they pop them in the head, and the monkeys fall out. They throw them in the bag. Me, I was using the blowgun. I had my Cold Steel 625 blowgun, and I had brought my darts with me, and I was nailing. None of those guys could blow it though. They couldn't blow it. And but I was getting them. I got 2 monkeys, and they cooked them up. I ate one all by myself. Boy, that thing was good. The lady cooked it. She barbecued it, and that was a pretty cool day. My buddy Scott was here. They went and got one of them super huge bats. I mean, these black bats they got. If they're hanging from the ceiling, their head's almost on the floor. These things are like 3-4 feet long, and they were eating them. But I didn't want to eat any of that. Looks like a little dachshund face on them. They look too cute to hurt them, but they're actually really beautiful. They don't bother anybody, But the damn things are huge. And when you get down into certain spots in Leyte, you look at the trees and it looks like these really weird leaves. Well, it's not leaves, it's them. And there's thousands of them. And if you shoot the blowgun over there, 30 or 40 of them will fly off. And these things are big. They got a wingspan bigger than my arms. But they're pretty cool looking. But they don't bother you. They'll fly around you, but they won't run into you or nothing. But yeah, that one fella caught a big red snapper. We had that for dinner one night. A lot of fish there. Well, they had a lot of fishermen. They go out with their nets. They go way the hell out, and they come every day with all kinds of fish. I mean, you go to the market at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you get all the damn fish you want, and they don't know what they're catching. But the one time we got the guy caught a big tuna fish. And I always laughed at tuna because they put them in these little tiny cans. Well, these tunas are huge. These things are hundreds of pounds. These tuna, and he caught I believe it was a yellowfin. They said tuna, pretty good sized. And they brought that in. Well, I got the tuna jaw, and boy, that's the best part of the tuna. I was eating the hell out of that damn thing. I like that. They barbecued that too, but that whole tuna was gone. Everybody, all the neighbors, everybody showed up. When they do a big thing like that and somebody cooks, they may buy it, but everybody shows up and everybody gets something. They're kind of like a little village down there. Everybody knows everybody. A lot of coconut farmers. The one fellow we stayed with, he was 45 years old, and you never seen a guy climb a coconut tree. And these aren't the little short coconut trees. These are the ones that go up 60 feet. And he took his flip-flops off, and he took his little machete, put it in his thing, and he climbed that thing like a monkey. And then he was chopping the coconut, catching it with the pick, and throwing it into the basket 60 feet away down in the basket. I was watching this guy going, damn. Then I tried to climb the coconut tree. Nope. No, there was not me climbing no coconut tree. Yeah, they keep a lot of goats down there too. You know, in the Philippines, you can always get Billy burgers, and they call it kambing. We went to a kambing restaurant one time. The only thing bad about them, hold on, hang on, guys. Good. And have it for me Monday. Yeah, yeah, here you go. Thank you. Yeah, you can have that cup too. Yeah, so they're gonna give me a lift this Monday. We've been having trouble getting a ride. They didn't come yesterday, so the lady at the social services said she's gonna give them a call because I'm just at 30%, and that's their guideline. We're trying to get my percentage up a little higher because I can't even walk across the room, guys. I can't. I get up. I can't put any weight on my right side. I got to have that rollinator thing that they gave me, and it's nice because I can sit in it too. If I get exhausted, which is usually about 50, 60 yards, I can sit down in it for a while. And they gave it to me. I mean, this thing, it's nice. It's real nice. So they gave us a lot of stuff. They gave me this hospital bed. I sleep really good in this thing. And I have a hard time getting out of chairs or anything, so I can raise the bed all up so I'm almost standing, and then I can just fall over the edge if I got to pee or something in the middle of the night. All right, Ronald. I hope they get you fixed up, buddy. Yeah, Ronald's got a little bit of problems with his legs. I think he was taking the same medicine I was taking for the nerve, but then they said, no, it's going to mess with your kidneys. My kidneys was backed up. I had about 3 weeks where I was borderline of getting dialysis because I guess these antibodies, you're supposed to have 40 antibodies per milliliter, and I had 400,000, and they were all broken and messed up, so they clogged my kidneys up. All right, Peter, we'll see you. But so hopefully they got me fixed up. He said my numbers are real good now. I'm down to around 400 on the antibodies the last time they did the blood work, and he said it's coming down. I talked to the doctor last Monday, and I said, man, doc, when's this going to kick in and start working? He said, it is. You just don't know it yet. And he says, we're poisoning you half to death. You're going to feel terrible. So, but I believe they killed it. I believe they killed the demon in there. And hopefully once I'm done with this last chemo, I'll be able to get up and get around. I'm hoping by the end of the month I can ride the bike again, and then I can go hit the sales. Kids can stay here and play their games, and Faye and me can run up to, I got a milk crate that goes on the back. When I was first here, Maddie and I were putting that milk crate on. He'd get on the bike. We'd run to Walmart. We'd fill the milk crate. Then we'd come home, put the stuff in the fridge, and then we'd go back. And then we'd go to Aldi's. We'd go to all the different stores where I had the sale papers. Because our store here, they want $5 for 3 avocados. Well, if you go to Aldi's, you get like 7 of them for $1. And we all love avocado. I mean, we eat an avocado every day. And the doctor said, yeah, you need to gain some weight. I'm only 190 pounds right now. And so I got to he wants me to gain weight. He says, if you don't gain weight and you run into trouble again, you ain't going to have the weight to lose. You had the weight to lose this time. So you made it. But he goes, if you don't have the weight to lose, you're going to be dead. And I'm like, oh, really? He goes, yeah. Yeah. He goes, you need to start picking up some weight. And I said, man, I can't eat food. It just tastes terrible. Peanut butter jelly tastes good to me. And them Salisbury steaks Faye's been making, but they don't want me eating potatoes, and they don't want me eating greens, all the stuff I like. That stuff tastes good to me, but they don't want me eating it. Well, the other day I just said hell with it and had some mashed potatoes anyway. And some Salisbury steaks, boy, I sucked up a bunch of them. We're going to go pick up a bunch more of those because those are good. For me, I'll eat them. And then I got to get some, he said, get ice cream, get all kinds of stuff to start getting your weight up. And I says, yeah, well, my sugar's staying okay. They give me this steroid, which makes my sugar go haywire, but we got a sugar tester, And I test that in the morning, and I'm good. It's around 100. So, the one time when I was in the hospital, it was 350 because right after I took the pill, and so they had to give me some insulin, but they didn't give me any to take home. So, what are you going to do? But it's been staying pretty stable now, and I'm glad of that. This is something I wouldn't wish on anybody. Having this, and I was really surprised when I go into the VA, how many people got the exact same thing. When I went into the dentist and they were checking my teeth, the black girl that was like the assistant, she has it. Same thing. I'm like, wow, how the hell do you get this? It just seems like it's a very bad cancer. Something's causing it. I wish they'd find out what was causing it. But I did see a German study said if you take ivermectin, it's a fungus and they can kill it. But none of these doctors here, they were like, nope, maybe it's a money thing. I don't know. But I know that the chemo is 90%. They can cure 90% of the people who go on it. And they tell me that it's curing me. They're doing the scans. I got to go in for another scan next month. At the end of the month, I think it's the 27th or something. I got to go in and they're going to MRI scan the bones again. And I hate that damn thing. I tell them, you got to knock me out. Give me a sedative so I just crash. The one time I went in there, I couldn't do it. Oh, yeah, there's a train accident? I haven't heard anything yet. Is there a train accident on the news, Faye?
Huh?
Is there a train accident on the news?
What?
Bam says there's an Ohio train accident.
I don't know that.
Well, maybe we have to put the news on. She's in there having her breakfast. She makes us everybody breakfast, and then after the kids go to school, she makes her breakfast. The old one, huh? They got a lot of, when I was young, I used to be a photographer, and we used to go down to the flats, and they would have all these trains from, back in the 20s and 30s, and I took tons of pictures of those. Just beautiful works of art, those big old trains. And you could go inside, climb up on them, and they got all them tubes. They were the old tube boiler trains, and burning coal. Most of them burned coal, and those damn things will cook. I mean, they really moved along. And now they got these big electro diesel ones. We're right by the train tracks here, and man, them things come by 70 miles an hour. They got those big diesel engines, but it's an electric motor running the wheels, and those are pretty nice. But they don't let you get close to them. You get up by the tracks and they got some dude running out. Get away from here. Hey, I just want to look at the train, man. I ain't gonna hurt your train. I just want to look at it. Because they still got those little sand things that it drops the sand on the track so they get traction. And they got the big oiler things on there, and pretty neat. I always like trains. I'm just interested in them. Matty, he likes trains too. He got a train set for Christmas. We just found all the batteries in it, and then when we get to our new place, he'll be setting it up again. We're going to have an extra room. We're going to make it like an office and a guest room, because we all sleep together. Maddie and Dorothy, they got their air mattress, and then we sleep out here, Moo, Faye, and me. I got this nice hospital bed, and I can't get out of it unless I got the little button. And you push the button and it raises it up, and then I can sit up and fall off the bed. I got it raised up real high. And that was another thing VA just gave to us. The dude said, hey, I got some stuff for you. They gave us a thing for in the bathtub, a real nice chair. They gave me one of them potty things because the toilets are too low. I get stuck on the toilet. I can't get off, because it's down below the height of my knee. So they gave me this little toilet seat that raises you up another foot. And that thing works real good. But with this medicine I'm taking, it's got me blocked up all the time. And then my buddy, where did I put that? Oh, did I leave that in the kitchen, my stuff? My green stuff?
What green stuff?
It's right there on the counter.
This one is for column.
Yeah, I want to show the guys this stuff. Now, my buddy Gary, he had all kinds of trouble too. He got hurt at work. He worked at the same place I did, but I never met him then. And down at Cal Poly in California, and he got hurt real bad and was taking the painkillers, and he was getting blocked up. He said he went 14 days, he couldn't go to the can, all this stuff. Well, he gave me something that guys, if ever you're blocked up, this stuff. I even told them down at the VA, the girl that does this, they were giving me different pills and it wasn't helping. I was getting impacted. They give you this Senna, they give you this polyethylene glycol stuff to drink that puts water in there. Nothing was working. I'd go for 10, 12 days. I couldn't go. And when I did go, it's like hours. Well, he says, you take this stuff right here. And man, I'm telling you what, you better not go nowhere. You better not leave the house because this stuff cleans you right out. And so he got me that. I took a couple scoops of that the first day after 10 days of not going, and man, it fixed me right up. And then yesterday I took another dose of it. I want to start going every day again. And they said once I'm off the chemo, I'll get back to normal. But they gave me some morphine pills, and them block you up bad. I'm not even taking them anymore. I got a whole bottle of the damn things here, and I would like to take them for my hands, but every time I take them, it just locks me up. And you can't have that. That'll kill you. My buddy's mother died from that. She got blocked up, and she was one of these, you pray for this and this stuff, and she wouldn't get the surgery and stuff, and she just croaked. She got backed up, her intestines backed up, and she passed away, at like 60 something. So I don't want that. I want to be around for a while. I'd like to watch my little daughter get married, and I'd like to watch the boys, grow and do well. I'd like to go to their graduation. I'd like to do all kinds of stuff like that if the Lord gives me enough time. I sure do hope so. But I love these babies like you wouldn't believe, guys. I'm Grandpa Daddy. And it seems funny when you're older. It's not the same. It's not the same. Now, even my buddy Gary was saying that. He's got the cutest little boy, little Sammy. And just a cute kid. He gets on the messenger sometimes and he'll talk to me. He's just a little absolute beautiful cutie kid. Half and half. But, they'll never be anything but a Kano in the Philippines, because they just don't look Filipino like my kids. So they're better off here. I think so. So, and if you're a Kano, you're not going to get anywhere. They're just going to keep hitting you for money, and you're not going to get ahead, I don't think, because they're going to go for their own people, not for you. So I'm glad I got them all out. I'm glad Faye's here. I'm glad the kids are here. And we'll make it. It's a lot more expensive here. I mean, when we were in the Philippines, we had gobs of money, leftover money every month. And now we're here. Ooh, we don't have any left over. It's gone. It's my paycheck after we go grocery shopping today. And then I got some put back for the electric bill. We're done. We're out of money for the rest of the month. But they started taking the insurance out, and that cut me down $1,000. Cut me out $1,000. So got to do it though. That was something that was mandatory here in this state. They make you do it. And I always thought if they make you do it, they should pay for it. But no, they're not going to pay for it. So I got to pay for it. And if you don't do it, they'll send child welfare out and take your damn kids. They come to the door, get out of here. You don't talk to those people. I saw that on the YouTube where the woman and this young fella come up and was trying to take this guy's kid off of him. They wanted to inspect the house. No, don't never let those people in. Never. You just tell them to get off my property, get out of here. We don't want anything to do with you. And when they come around, they were going to stick my ass in an old folks home. So, because I couldn't care for Maddie. I gave him to my daughter. She had him for over a month because I couldn't take care of myself. So, I had a rough month there. But you don't let those people in. Never, ever let those people in. In this state, it's the worst for that. They're absolutely horrible when it comes to, you and your children. They think that they own them and you don't. So I don't particularly like that. That's why we want to get out of this state. My wife was wanting to move to Pennsylvania. I kind of want to go south where it's warm. I ain't digging this cold weather. I do like to hunt and everything, but I can hunt down south. I have that AR 450. I could take that deer hunting, and I want to get that Mossberg slug gun. That'll be a good home protection. Plus, I could take that deer hunting. You hit a deer with a pumpkin ball, he ain't going nowhere. He's dropping in his spot. Because when I was young, I hunted with a pumpkin ball. And I had that Ivers Johnson single shot. And I put just those Remington pumpkin balls in there. And you can hit stuff at 100 yards, no problem. I mean, you could hit a pumpkin easy. I mean, you don't need all these fancy sights and scopes. And boy, you hit a deer with them, it makes them look like they blowed up. What's this now? Yeah. Faye was watching some kind of a ghost thing on TV this morning.
Wala, I don't see the
No train thing?
crash.
You
No.
didn't see the train crash? Okay. Bams was saying something about a train crash, an old train. Maybe it's not on yet. Well, yeah, you don't invite no demons into your house. Never. You invite the Lord in. That's the only thing you allow in your house. And where he is, if you got the Lord on your side, who can be against you? No one. No entity in this realm can be against you if you have the Lord on your side, because he ain't gonna let it happen. And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a Christian dude. I believe in God 100%. Jesus died for us, and there's around here. There's a lot of these atheist people. They say they don't believe in any of that. And I said, come on, give me a break. One fellow was telling me out in the mezzanine up there. He was saying, "Oh yeah, we came out of the primordial ooze. We were guppies." And I'm like, "Well, where'd the guppies come from? Who made the guppies? Oh, the Big Bang. Well, how'd the Big Bang happen? They got no answer. Yeah, they have no answer for any of that." Yeah, so that's just the way I was raised. My mother was a good Christian. Now my father, he was one of them Roman Catholics. I wasn't into that at all. He would take us these stupid Latin mass, and this damn dude in a dress would walk by with a stink ball, waving this stink ball around and doing all this weird stuff. I hated that, but he made us go. And my mother, she said, "I ain't going to that." She said, "There ain't no way." And she would teach us when we got home. So she was a good, solid Christian woman. Believed in Jesus Christ. He's the guy who died for us, not some stupid pope. I saw a thing on TV the other day. They said the Pope is God's representative on earth. Baloney. That's the biggest pile of baloney I ever heard. He's nothing but a sicko. All them damn priests are fondling little boys. And watch that movie with Beetlejuice. I forget what the name of it was, but it was over there on the East Coast, where they started looking into this one priest, and then they found hundreds of them. Oh, you mean last year's crash? Yeah, that wasn't far from here. That wasn't very far from here, where all that stuff leaked into the groundwater and everything. My sister lives close by to there, and the funny thing was, though, the people who lived over there didn't know anything about it. A bunch of those people are like, we didn't know. Nobody told us. So who knows? Was it one of them CIA Mockingbird things again? Trying to keep everybody scared? It seems to me that's what they want. The government wants you to be scared of every little thing so that they can control you. Don't do this, don't do that. I hate when the government tells you to do anything, and then you get out of your business. Used to be you can go fishing without a fishing license. Now you got to have permission to fish. You got to have permission to hunt. You got to have permission to put a dang thing on a building up. I had to get a permit to put a stupid building up when I was in California. In the back, a doghouse. You had to go get a permit. So you don't own anything in this world. You pay taxes. You're nothing but a renter on the land. Yeah, a lot of people are getting sick, but some of the people that were down around there didn't know a thing about it. You talk to some of them, but some did, some didn't. Who knows? But that was a bad deal. They deliberately did some stuff there. But we hopefully we're going to get out of here and move south this summer. If I can get a decent car, I'd love to have something like a Suburban. because we don't have to take everything. We just need to bring our clothes and stuff, and we can just get rid of everything else. Bring our personal stuff, throw it all in the back of a Suburban or a little tiny trailer. I can find a cheap trailer, and then just head down south and find a house, and we'll build up as we go. We'll go around to the different yard sales and stuff and get furniture. Most of the furniture here I got out of the dumpster. These people, just the other day, Maddie says, "Hey Dad, there's a vacuum cleaner by the dumpster. Go bring it in. Bring it in." So we brought it in, plugged it in, it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They just didn't want it no more. They threw it out. And then these people, when they leave, they take couches. We had a really nice couch. It was all leather. The only thing wrong with it was red. It was red leather. It was a big 9-foot couch plus a love seat. And that was right in the middle of I couldn't move, and I couldn't get anyone to help me to move it in. And then, of course, it got snowed on and wet, and it got ruined. But that was a real nice, solid leather couch. People didn't have a dog. It didn't smell bad. This one here we cleaned up when we got it. I don't particularly like it much, but we got our dining room table. We got all these cabinets and all this stuff, all this thing the TV's sitting on. The people they don't want to move it to their new place, so they just throw it by the dumpster. They set it down there, and we went out and got it. This fella Gilbert here's got one of them wheel carts with the carpet on the top. And we set it up on top of there and rolled it right in. And he helped me out quite a bit. Hell of a nice fella. Just a super nice guy. He's one of the maintenance guys here. And we always give him a couple bucks for helping out. He's a good dude. But and then of course we got the TV stand that was out there. That's real nice. Nothing wrong with it. I got this nice little white cabinet. Looked like somebody just put it together and they threw it out. One of them put together like IKEA. It's got 2 doors and a drawer on it. And we got a footstool over there. Just a bunch of stuff. They just throw it out. So I went and got it. I don't care about picking the garbage. Somebody says, "Oh yeah, look at that guy, cheap bastard, gotta go pick the garbage." Well, if you don't like me picking the garbage, you can buy me a couch. I had a couple guys on the YouTube getting on my ass about this kind of stuff. And like the one fellow said, "Oh look, as soon as he gets to the States, he goes and buys guns." I didn't buy them. Those were gifts. I didn't buy them. I had a friend of mine bought those for me. Now, I did buy Maddie the BB gun and the .22 rifle because I want them to learn how to shoot. That's my job as a father, to teach them that. Just like I did my older kids. You have to teach them how to shoot. And we hope to get out. If we can get down south and we have a little bit of ground, we can set up a little shooting area and we go practice. I'm a pretty decent shot. And I love my Beretta 92. I've got that. And then, of course, I wanted to get a Ruger Mini 14, but they're over $1,000. And then my buddy said, "Hey, I'll get you one of these ARs." So I got that AR in 450, like for a hog gun. And that thing's monstrous. But if I went hog hunting, I think I would bring a pumpkin ball shotgun, a smooth bore shotgun, because I don't care what you hit with a pumpkin ball, it's done. If you hit him, he's done. And Savage has got a really nice, it's called the M1. It's like a military grade pump shotgun. I would love to have one of those. And Remington also came out with another nice one. Remington's revamping the whole company. I used to be a gunsmith, and so I always kept my eye on what they're doing. And for a while, Remington went down the toilet. So did Marlin. And then Ruger took them over. And now I had a Marlin guide gun, 4570. That thing was just a fantastic gun. Straightest shooting thing. I never needed a scope or anything on it. I could hit stuff out at 200 yards, no problem with that. I got rid of the stock sight and put a peep sight on it. And the other gun I really liked when I was in the gunsmith school, the Pittsburgh police had a 400-yard range, and they invited all the students over there, right before graduation. And they had a Colt. I guess it was an AR-15. Might have been a 16. I did see the select fire switch on it, but it was like blocked off. It had a screw in there, so you couldn't put it on select fire. And that was the one with the big high thing, like with the handle on the top. And I just stood there. I just stood there like this, and I was popping. I was popping everything I aimed at with that. It was a 223, and I was nailing everything. I couldn't miss with that damn thing. And I'd like to have another one. I have this 450, but I would like to have another hole lower and upper with the 222, and then have that high piece. Bear Creek sells them. You can get one for $300, and I'd like to have one of those because boy, that I just couldn't miss with that thing. And you can get 223 ammo, a couple thousand rounds pretty cheap. And we could go out on the weekends and shoot that. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I've had all kinds. I was a gunsmith for years and years and years. Had a gun shop there in Western Pennsylvania. I had lots of firearms. Guys would bring guns in, and they'd want a new one, and I'd get the old ones in, and you know I mean, they're giving you these most beautiful works of art, and I'd refinish them, redo the stocks and stuff, and put them up for sale. And as fast as I put them on the rack, those babies were gone. Because I'd get the things in, and they were all beat up because they used them for hammering tent pegs and threw them in the back of their pickup truck, and they'd be all ratty. And then I'd go ahead and Baker blue them, redo the stock with some shellac, like orange shellac or something. Make them pop a little bit. Clean them up, maybe put some gold inlay on the writing. You got that little stuff you rub with the rag. And then I'd put them on the rack. And usually they'd sit there for a day. Some old timer would walk in and say, "Hey man, how much you want for that Winchester there?" $300. And they're like, "Okay, I'll take it." And the cash would just, man, they just sold tons of those damn things. And a lot of Savages. I used to love that Savage 311. I used to get so many of them came through the shop. Nobody wanted them. And I'm like, why wouldn't you want the most fantastic double barrel shotgun they ever made? And none of these kids want them. They want the super duper Remington blooper shooter, all this crap. And they all want their big 7 mags and all this stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, my first gun was a 30-30. I killed more deer with that than anything, that and the pumpkin balls. Yeah, well, there's still some folks on here, so I figured I'd keep on yakking. It's only an hour and a half. Yeah, that was the one, Nate. I had a Marlin guide gun that I bought way back in the '90s. It was the stainless job. Still had the wooden stock on it though. And I took the rear sight off and I put an aperture peep on there. I can't remember the brand of it. It's a famous brand. My brain's not functioning. And I mounted that on there, and you could adjust that just like a scope. And we had chickens out at 200 yards, and I could ping them things every time. Every time I pulled the trigger, you'd wait a second or two, and then all of a sudden, ping, and you'd knock the chicken over. Because that 4570, that's a badass. That's a badass cartridge. I don't care what anyone says. Now you got to be careful. If you buy them, they make them for the Springfield. They're low powered, but I used to hand load mine, and you can get some serious power, close to 450 Winchester power on them. Another gun I had too that I really liked. This kid come walking in one day, and he had this Remington rifle, and it looked kind of odd. The barrel looked really big, and he said, "How much can I get for this?" And I looked it over, and it was scratched, and stock was messed up a little bit. I'd give you $50 for it, toward $30 cash or $50 towards a new gun. So he says, okay, he wanted a Remington BDL. I said, okay, so I got him a Remington BDL, and I got this gun. It was in 458 Winchester Magnum. And boy, I'll tell you what, I took it out one year hunting, and you hit a deer with that. I don't care what you said. You could see the bullet going. You could see this big booger flying through the air and hit that deer, and it would just go boom. The deer would just, all the hairs would stand up and never took a step. And then you'd get over there, and it would have a little hole going in, and on the backside there'd be a hole this big. That thing just killed the meat. It just took a whole shoulder out on those damn things. That was some gun. I kept that one. That was my big bomber. And then I built a 460 guns and ammo off of a Czech Bruno 602 Action. And I put, made a custom stock for it. And I put recoil lugs right into the barrel. And boy, that thing was a monster too. That took a 500 grain bullet. And we went down to my buddy's junkyard, and there was an old bread truck with a slant 6 in it. And we wanted to see if this 500 grain slug would go through the motor. So we said, okay. So 100 yards away was his dad's house. So we stood out in front of it. We got behind a little barricade and we shot the front of the motor. The radiator was gone. It went in through the motor. It came out the top of the bell housing on the transmission and blew a hole this big in front of his dad's house. Of course, we were banned. We got banned from the junkyard. Oh, that was something. You can find them. You can find those 30-30s all over. You can even buy. They still selling new ones. Some of the companies. But the 30-30, I saw when I was hunting in Pennsylvania. You saw more 30-30 rifles than you did anything. I seen guys with the Savage Pump 30-30s. Fella gave me one time. I was out in the woods and there was an old man sitting on a thing. He just shot a coyote, and I sat down next to him, gave him a sandwich. He looked like he was real tired. He said, well, I'm done hunting. I'm not going to hunt no more. He said, I just don't have the strength. And I says, oh, well, at least you come out. I says, I just live over here. If you ever want to come, I'll come get you. You don't ever want to quit hunting. He said, I'm going to quit hunting. And he gave me his rifle. He says, here, you take this. He says, if I keep it, the grandkids are going to fight over it. You can have it. And it was a pump. It was a pump 30-30 by Savage. And I kept that. That thing was a good shooter. He had no fancy stuff on it. And you could see it was well worn. Not worn from being beat up. The guy took care of it, but worn from just him holding it and, some of the bluing off of it. But that thing was a good shooter. And he gave it to me, and I never seen the guy. And then I seen in the obituaries a couple months later he had passed away. And the kid showed up and wanted his gun. And I said, it's not his gun. It's mine now. They tried to say I stole it. Well, the cops knew me. They knew I would never steal anything off an old guy. But that was a really nice gun. And then the lever actions, the Model 94s, some top eject, some side eject. A lot of guys like the side eject because they can put a scope on it. But when I was hunting, I never really cared to have a scope. I had one rifle I built, a 300 Dakota, and I had that Shepherd scope on it. That was the only one I had with the scope. And then I had, of course, my Scout rifle. I had a 2-power Nikon on that. I loved my Scout rifle. Boy, you could whip that thing up and pop a deer quick with that. Now Ruger's making one. I would love to have one of those in 308. Yeah, Sal, those lever actions, those old Winchesters, that was John Browning, and that guy was a genius. He really knew his mechanicals on how to make something work really good. And the Japanese copied and made a bunch of copies on their 404 that he designed, and he just made some fantastic guns. Your 1911, that guy was just a brain. He was just a super brain when it come to firearms. But people don't realize a lot of guys can do that. You look at that Kalashnikov guy. What a hell of a gun. I had a couple of them. I had a Russian one that was all machined, not the stamped one. I was down at the gun shop one day and I saw that in there, and the guy wanted it. It was a heck of a price. But I thought, I'm probably never going to see one again. I'm going to grab it. It was a sniper's model, and there was no stampings on it. It was 100% machined. The whole breech block, everything. And just the fitting on it. And they say them Russians can't do machine work. Nah, it was as good as any German work I've ever seen. That gun was absolutely beautiful. Maybe it was made in Germany during the war. I'm not sure. But I bought that one, and then I had 2 of the stamped ones. Well, the stamped ones, you could throw them off a building and go down and pick them up and shoot them. Try that with an AR-15. Throw your AR-15 in the mud and try to shoot it. Forget it. It ain't going to shoot. Or freeze it. It ain't going to shoot. You take those AKs, freeze them, piss on them, shit on them, and everything like that, and they still go bang. That's just a superior design. But of course, the guy who designed the AR-15, he was stoner, so he was probably toking on the Jambi a little bit. Good name for the guy, huh? Stoner. But that's my first AR that I've ever had. When I had my gun shop, guys used to come in all the time with them, and they would dick with them and ruin them, and then want me to fix them, and then come back weeks later and say I screwed it up. So I had a big sign on the front of my shop. Take your AR somewhere else. I didn't want to have it more like take your ass somewhere else, but it was AR. and arse. And guys would come in, nope, get out of here. I don't want nothing to do with it. Because they start screwing with the springs and they start putting different parts in them. And they get these weird triggers and then the damn things go off and they shoot their sister and shoot a hole in their ceiling and all that kind of shit. I don't want no part of anything like that. I had one guy come in, it was fully loaded. We had a bullet in the chamber. It's stuck and he's pointed at me. You get the fuck out of here. We all had the guns on. Get the hell out of here. And he's coming in pointing the thing right at me. He's stuck with his finger on the trigger. The bullet's stuck. Can you get it out? No. So we just took it outside and shot it. What idiots. There's some of these people that mess around with firearms are just idiots. When I had that gun shop, I ran into some real weird ones. I had one guy come in the shop one day, young kid, real fat kid, and he said, "I want a gun where if you shoot him, no matter where you hit him, it's going to kill him." And my buddy Glenn White was in there. He long passed away now. He was an old-time gunsmith. And we're sitting in his shop. I used to do all his gun work for him. And he pulls out this 3-pound, like, howitzer shell. This shell was about this big. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, what can I get that chambered in? I want that."
Hoy, ano ba yan?
And we're in there laughing. This kid was just goofy as could be. And then he had another gun he had I thought was pretty cool was that he had one of them, he was a Vietnam vet, and he had one of them M16s that would shoot the grenade down on the bottom. That thing was pretty cool. That was a cool gun. And they would lob them things a hell of a long way. But he had that. But I don't know how he got to keep his firearms when he left. He was some kind of a dude that was in logistics, and I think he had them shipped to his house or something. He was a hell of a nice old fella, but as he got older, he just kept gaining weight, and he had sugar real bad, and he finally passed away. I went out there one day, and his wife said, "No, he passed away the other day," and I was like, "Oh, man." That was my buddy. Plus, I did all of his gun shop work. Anything that went into his shop, he was, every week he was bringing me over bluing jobs. He brought me more work than anybody. And, I was constantly doing work for him. All his stuff on his guns, though, I do for free. So, well, I watched that fellow, that Kentucky ballistics guy. He shot a 4-bore. That was pretty nasty. And then I watched them Arabian guys shooting the Tyrannosaurus gun. And these guys are letting it go. One guy shot it and he went flying back in the back of the room while he's standing there. Me, I never had a problem with recoil. They had one of the fellows down at the school built a big bore rifle, and we had 50 calibers. I built 350 calibers. I could shoot them. I put them against my shoulder and shoot them, and but a lot of guys couldn't. Me, I was never recoil shy. The big handguns and stuff. I built some handguns off of Ruger platforms. I built my buddy this beautiful 44 Magnum with slab sides and stuff. That's a treasured possession. And it's a shooter. I put a Shiloh Select match, 2.5-inch barrel, and then I slab sided it on a single action platform, and then trued everything up, 8-degree forcing cone on it. It was a Select match barrel, and you could shoot bullet after bullet into one hole at 100 yards, just day in and day out with that gun. Just absolutely best shooting gun I ever built, and I don't think he'd get rid of that for $1 million. I don't think he would ever get rid of that one. And that was some of my finest work. I wanted to engrave the sides on it, but he wanted it in a hurry, and by the time the engraving tool come, he was already using. He said, "Nah, just forget it." But yeah, I kind of liked having my gun shop because I could play with my toys. Get in there and build firearms. I don't know how many rifles. You're supposed to build 3 rifles in the school, 1 complete rifle, and 2 put-togethers, and I built 15 while I was there. And the way it worked is if you were a student in the school and you had somebody else built the gun, you still got the grade for it. And all the stuff I built was either A or A+. I mean, I was really into the detail. Yeah, I remember when Hamilton Bowen was building the hand cannons and stuff, and I got one of his 500s, and everybody was saying, "You ain't gonna be able to shoot that, boy," and I loaded up some ammo for it. I didn't think it was that bad. The gun I would like to have more than anything right now is that Ruger snub nose 44 Magnum. They make it in 454 case and all that, but you can't find the ammo for that. You go into the gun shops, you might find a box or two, whereas if you go 44 Magnum, I mean, there's 50 different kinds in there. And I would like to have that. I would like to have that gun. That would be a great little carry gun for me. You know, I can hide a big gun. You know, I'm a big guy, so I can hide a big gun. I put my 92 in a front holster. I got a new holster the other day, and I had it in the front holster, and just a T-shirt over the top, and you couldn't see it. You couldn't see the damn thing. Of course, I'm skinny now, you know, but I love carrying that thing, and you need to. You know, you run into trouble. I mean, I'm going to go the other way. If somebody pulls out a gun in the store, I'm going to head the other way. But if they're heading my way, I'm not going to wait for them to shoot me. All right, Nate. Yeah, that's somewhat better. I still can't walk, buddy. I still can't put any weight on my right hip, and this shoulder's messed up. My hands hurt. You know, hopefully when they're done poisoning me, I'll start to feel better. You know, a lot better. When I had that break last time, I felt better. But my hair's turning black. That's my chemo hair dye. And I am not dyeing it, guys. I'm telling you the truth. Oh, fuck it. But I still got all these medicines I got to take. I'm going to bring all my medicines in on Monday or Wednesday. I think I got to go, and I'm going to bring all them to doctors and say, okay, doc, what can I get off of? What can I start weaning myself off of? Now, I think 5 of them that I take are nothing but vitamins. Vitamin D, calcium, sodium bicarbonate. I forget, there's 2 other ones. They're nothing but a vitamin. But the rest of them are that one pill I take for the nerves. Boy, that thing will make me want to fall over. I get dizzy spells from that, so I had to quit taking that one. And then they got some orange pill. I take half of one of those, and that damn thing, every time I eat one of them, it makes my stomach hurt. So I got to watch that one. But somewhat better. I guess I am better. I can't complain. You know, I'm still kicking. I'm still above ground, so I hope it stays that way for a long time. I talked to a fella in the VA. His name was Dan, 79 years old. He had the same thing I had 10 years ago. And what they do down at the VA is after they put you in remission, he had the stem cell, and then he was fine. Then what you do is you come in once a year, and they give you the chemo again. They give you a shot of that chemo in your stomach, and then he don't come back. 6 months he comes back for a checkup, and then after a year he comes back in for another shot. And you don't have to take those, but they recommend it to keep it. And he was 79 years old, but what they did to him was they took his driver's license away from him when he was sick and couldn't help himself. His wife had passed away. They took his house. They threw him in a nursing home, and now he wants out because he was walking around as good as you and me. I mean, well, better than me, but as good as you. And he's like, man, I want to go back to my house. And they took it. The state took it. They took his house. They took his car. They stuck him in this nursing home, and he's like, I'm going to die in there. He says, and it's horrible. He says, it's full of old people. And they won't let him leave. He tried to escape a couple times, but they catch him. It's right downtown. So he says, man, I'd like him to transfer me somewhere out by you. Maybe I could get away, get myself a little apartment somewhere. But they tied up his Social Security and everything. He was telling me his story, and I'm like, man, Ohio, you really got to be careful in this state. You know, they'll seize you. They will seize you and stick you in a home somewhere, and that's bad news. I'm glad they didn't do it to me. I'm glad you guys helped me out. My wife was able to get here in a timely manner so that they wouldn't take me. Otherwise, they were going to come in with the police and take me to a nursing home, and I'd have never got out. I'd have been stuck the rest of my life. At 63, I'd have been done for. And they'd have took the children off and put them in social services. You know, just horrible. So, who's that? Somebody was banging at our door. What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, that must be my center stand. Where's it from?
Tell them they deliver.
Okay. I think that's the center stand. That's the right one. I gotta send the other one back. What does it say? eBay, right? Let's get a knife and pop that open. You can open it for me, okay?
Is it?
Yeah, I think my center stand came today. My sweetie's gonna open it up for me because I don't think I want to put a knife in my hands.
It says rickshaw French.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It came through Rickshaw French. Yeah. Yeah, I do that so I know where stuff comes from. I put different names. First name is different, so I know where it comes
They
from.
wish this is not a bomb. Hi, Momo Lego.
Oh, that's his Lego. Okay, open it up.
No, surprise.
No, just open it up. Oh, it's Mumu's birthday present. It's his Lego set. That's what it is. Oh, he's going to be happy. Maddie got that little $60 car that he put together, and he worked on that thing for weeks. Well, Mumu's pretty damn handy with this stuff too, so he wanted this castle. So I looked at it at Walmart. It was pretty expensive. And then on eBay, they had one for $89, and then they had one for $169. So I ordered the one for $89. It's a castle with medieval castle. And the guy said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I sold that one." But he said, "I'm going to go ahead and get you this 3-in-1, the one for $169. I'm going to send you the thing and just offer $89 for it, and I'm going to okay it." So bring that up. I want to show this to everybody. So, oh, I can't hold it. I can't hold it. Okay, so there's Mumu's birthday present. We got him a nice castle. He could build Lego castle, thousands of pieces. There's the back. It shows you the back here. Kids only have a birthday once a year, so he's going to be all
I'm
excited.
gonna put it back here.
Okay, and he got his, I got him a not real nice bicycle from Walmart. It was $30 more than when I bought it from Maddie. Maddie got his for $50. We went down to the Walmart, found the one that Maddie wanted, and then I ordered it online, so it saved us $20. So instead of $70, we got it for $50. Well, when I went to go to the store and look at the one for Mumu, they were $88. And then when I went online, they were only knocking like $6 off. So I had to pay like 80 something for it. But he loves it. They're out there riding it all the time. Dorothy was out riding it this weekend. I'm sure they're going to be riding again. And it's a beautiful bike. Mumu wanted a red one. Maddie's got a blue one. And then next month, Dorothy's birthday's coming up in August. I want to get her a bike. I'm going to let her pick it out. She's probably going to need a 26-inch because she's getting pretty big. She's taller than her mom already. And then, of course, Mumu, one present for each kid on birthdays. The bike, of course. But on top of that, they get one other present. And he wanted that Lego castle. And he'll build it. He builds all kinds of stuff. We went up to the store when it was just Maddie and me. And we have these like straw things with little connectors. And Maddie built a big house. It looked kind of neat. Well, Mumu got on there, and he's very creative. He built a train. He bent him around, and he made this big train. Him and his little niece, I guess my daughter's little one, and they sat here in the middle of the floor for hours putting that thing together. And he built a train with wheels, and they were driving it around this place. And I'm looking at it going, "Faye, look at that. This kid's going to be an engineer or something." I mean, he did a absolutely fantastic job on that. Very creative. And it's sitting over in the corner over there. And he'll tear it apart and build another one. I mean, he's really something. So we got him this Lego thing. And I'm sure he's gonna spend a lot of time. I'm probably going to give it to him early. Let him have it this weekend, and he can play this weekend on it. I don't know if it's going to rain. I'm looking out the window right now, and it's kind of gloomy. A little bit gloomy right now. So, but the guy gave me a good deal on eBay. He said, "I'm really sorry that I sold my last one for $89, and the 3-in-1 was $169." And he says, "How about I just give you a deal on that one?" He says, "Because that's it. I'm done selling these." And I said, "Yeah, that'd be great." And it came with one of them things, make offer. So I offered him $89. He accepted it, and here it is today. It's here. So I'm still waiting for the proper center stand. I ordered a center stand, but it was for the 18 bike, the one that my brother has. And so it won't fit. Well, I got to get the 23 stand because the bolt holes for the foot pegs are about a half an inch off. Now, if they would just give you the different bracket, I'd be fine. But instead of getting the cheaper one, I got the SW Motec one. So it's a better one that'll go on the bike. And you know, you need that on a bike. I mean, every bike I ever had that didn't have a center stand, I put one on. You know, you just got to have those, you know, if you get a flat or something. And this is a tube, you know, tube tire. So, you know, I always like to carry an extra tube. I need to get one of them plano little suitcase things. I'm going to mount it to the back plate, and I'm going to put some tools in there and some inner tubes. You know, that way if we're out on the road, we don't have to rely on somebody else to fix it. I'll just pull off the side of the road and fix it myself. You know, just make sure I got the tools to get the wheels off. A lot of times when I got flats before, I just pull the tube out. You know, just let all the air, you know, all the air's out, pull the tube out the side, find the hole, patch it, poke it back in, never even take the bolts off, never even take the wheel off. And then get in there and try to clean it out the best I could. I had one of them little pressure things, little tank things that blew air, blow the stuff out, put it all back together and ride for another year, you know, before I got another flat. But, you know, I keep good tires on mine. When the bike starts getting a tire that's getting thin, I get rid of it. I don't play when it comes to tires, and every time I get on the bike, I check the air pressure. Now on this bike, the front air pressure is very low. It's like 20 pounds. The back takes 36, but the front takes like 20, 21, I guess, for the off-road stuff. But they still feel pretty hard, and the thing tracks great. I mean, you can let go of the handlebars and just buzz right on down the road, and it runs good. And if, like I got caught on one of them manhole covers, it's about this deep, right in the center of the road. Some woman was crowding me, and I had to hit that. I thought, oh boy, you know, it's going to be a bad bump. Shit, I didn't even notice it. You know, the suspension on that bike, it's the best bike I could ever bought for myself. You know, I needed something that's going to be easy on the back. And when I take it in for the service, I'm going to let them do the first service. I got the oil and the filter, and I'm going to have them soften up the back end even a little bit more. The front end is perfect. The front end east, the bump's just perfect. I don't want to touch that. But the back end is just a little bit on the stiff side. So, but that KLR 650, I don't have the S model. I got the standard model. And for me, there's no other bike in the world I would want. You know, I don't care if it's Harley or Goldwing or BMW or any of those. I don't want those. I don't want a bike like that. I want the bike I got, a big old dirt bike. And it was a choice between an XR 650 and that one, or the Suzuki DR. But those ones didn't have any protection from the wind or anything. And then the last bike I looked at was the KLR. And as soon as I seen it, I told the guy, just wrap it up. Wrap it up, I'll take it. So we got that $6,200 for that bike out the door. And the guy gave me some oil, he gave me some filters and stuff. When you buy them, they'll throw in some stuff for free. He says, you want some free stuff? I got a couple $100 coupon. I says, how about some oil filters and some oil, some synthetic oil? He's like, okay, cool. And he went over the shelf and got the stuff, and he says, you still got about $20 left. I said, we'll keep it on account. You know, but I probably won't use that dealership because it's 68 miles from here. I might. You know, I might take a ride up there in the summer. I'm not sure, but they have one over here in Elyria that's only about 15 minutes away. I called them and said, would you do the service on my KLR? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Bring it in. I said, do I need to make an appointment? And nope, no appointment. Just drive it in. He says, you just need the first service? And I said, I need the first service, and I need you to loosen up the suspension in the rear end. He said, yeah, just bring it in. He says, you don't have to make an appointment or nothing. We can have that done in an hour. He says, I got mechanics here. Everybody's here ready to go. So he seemed like a pretty nice fellow, so I might be dealing with those guys. And he's got them down there. Last year's models are only $5,200 now. So if you want a KLR for $5,200, they got them down there. And I don't think you're going to get a nicer bike. I know they used to have trouble with that doohickey, and those would break and tear the motors up, but they fixed that. My brother's got, my goodness, he's got way over 100,000 on his. He rides it every day. He's had it for years. His is a 16 model, 2016. He rides it in the winter. He rides that damn thing everywhere. And you can spot him because he's 6'5", and those bikes sit up real high. He wears big boots so he can hit the ground good. And I mean, you see him from a mile away. He's way up above the traffic. You know, and they're perfect for that. They're perfect for driving in traffic or getting out on a country road. You know, if you hit a big bad bump or something like that, it just eats it. It just eats the bump. You know, it's a dirt bike. You know, when I was riding through the desert on my 650, the first one I had was a used one, and the dude put all this money in suspension. He says, I got 6 grand in suspension on this bike, and I got it for a couple $1,000. And you could go 80 miles an hour through the desert on those terrible rough roads. You didn't even feel it. You didn't have to stand up or nothing. Just sat down on the seat, and it just the wheels would be doing all this kind of stuff, and your seat would just be perfectly level. It was he had Olin's suspension on that one. Plus, they have that air thing on the front of those. Well, he put progressive springs in both sides, and then every time I'd go to ride it, you'd have to bleed the air out because they build up pressure in there. So you just bleed that little Schrader valve off, and then take it for a ride. And that thing that ate bumps. You could run over a boulder like a bowling ball, and it just ate it. You know, it had 13 inches of travel. This one, I believe, has 13 inches of travel also. But you know, I took it the roads. This Bagley Road up here is just absolutely horrible. You know, when you're in the car, you know, we go with our friend. They take us up to Walmart and stuff, and she's dodging all these big potholes and bumps and everything. And you know, if she hits one, it's pretty bad. I ride the bike down right through the potholes and don't even notice it. I mean, what potholes? You know, it doesn't seem to care. And that it's all stock. The only thing that's going to change on it, hopefully this weekend, is going to be a center stand and then this thing. And if just this works, then I'm just going to use this. But if I have to, I'm going to put that longer clutch bar on. That'll give me a little bit more. I'm trying to get down because it's 9 pounds now, and I want to try to get down to about 3 or 4. And if I can do that, then I'll be able to pull that clutch in. But I got my hand squeezers over here. I've been working with my hand squeezers, you know, try to get the strength back up in my hand. But boy, I'll tell you what, just grabbing onto something hurts like hell, guys. As soon as I grab something, it's like I'm grabbing a porcupine. You know, it just hits me in the fingertips. And then when I was in the hospital, every day, 3-4 times a day, they were hitting me with that damn blood sugar thing right in my fingertips. This damn woman would come in there and just jab that thing in there, and I'm like, hey, let me do it. And then finally the new girl came in, and she had the needles that got different numbers on them, and I was hitting it in the side, and I was doing it. I told her, you ain't doing it anymore. Get out of here. But she was just incredibly rough. She said, well, I got to get your blood. Well, you know, take it easy. You know, I every day, 3-4 times a day, I had to get that. And boy, I'll tell you what, that really got my fingers messed up, and I don't think they're going to be right for a year, to be honest with you. But I can't make a fist. That's as far as I can go, right there. And that's it. I can go no more. But, and I got old man hands now. But at least my hair's getting black. They'll put me in my box, I'll have black hair. But my sweetie, she took the clippers and she clipped my beard off for me. And okay, I guess I won't wear one for a while. I always liked wearing a beard, but she don't want me to wear one. And keep mama happy. It's okay. Don't really make a difference to me. Kids like it though. Santa Claus, you know. Ho, ho, ho. Moo, he's going to be freaked when he sees his Lego. He's going to be freaked. He walked in the day the bicycle came. I ordered it at 9 o'clock at night, and the next morning at 10 o'clock in the morning it was here. So we stuck it over there by the TV, and he walked in the house and walked past it 2 or 3 times and never saw it. And then finally Dorothy said, Mo, look at that. And then as soon as he seen it, oh, he got all excited, wanted to take it outside and go for a ride. So we adjusted the seat for him and played around with it a little bit, tightened all the bolts up because some of them were loose. I got the tools out and tightened everything up, and he took it out on there. He was riding away. They like their bikes, these kids. And there's a good place over there that they can go. There's a big area of the parking lot, and on the other side of the garages, they can ride as fast as they want. There's not, you know, cars don't seem to go up and down there. But we do got to watch Moo because he doesn't watch far ahead. He looks right in front of him. I noticed that when he was riding. Maddie's scanning the horizon when he rides. Moo like looking right down in front of him, so I keep taking his head and pushing his head back and say, hey, you got to watch for cars. You know, so he's a little bit laissez-faire, I guess. You know, he thinks everything's going to be okay, but you get hit by a car, you're done for. But they don't go too fast in this parking lot. Most of the people in here, you never see them racing around in here. You know, they just pull out and go easy, and they're watching for the kids. There's lots of kids in here. I was surprised how many kids are in here. And come the end of the month, the 30th, they're going to open up the swimming pool. So we'll have at least a few weeks of the kids swimming. And the new place we're moving to has got a swimming pool. It opens on the 30th. So they'll be able to swim, and that's what they need to do. They love to swim. No, BAMs, I didn't get my ammo. Don't have enough money this month. We just ran out. You know, I had to get my wife that to get her paperwork done for her. What do they call it? Permanent resident. It's $1,440, and that just killed us. That killed us this month. So that cleaned us out. Left me with a couple $100 for groceries. I told my wife, "Ma'am, towards the end of the month, we're going to be hurting for food." That's why I said we need to go to Walmart and try to get as much as we can. Yeah, probably before the end of the month, I'll be borrowing some from my brother or something to get us some food, you know. But it was just this month, just this bad month. And I'm glad the rent was paid ahead a month, but they started taking my insurance out, and that's $1,000. There's nothing I can do about it. They just take it. They're just. I'm not giving it to anybody. They're taking it. So it's a real bummer. And then we got Ronald on there. Oh, I think he's showing me some houses there. There's a ranch house. Is that a ranch house there, Ronald? Oh, there's my buddy Gary. Yeah, we definitely do. My buddy Gary Accardo. There's Ronald. He's been looking at houses down there for us in good areas. There's a nice outbuilding there, garage. You can't see it. I wish you could see the pictures I'm looking at, but beautiful brick ranch house. Looks like it's on a nice big piece of ground. How much for that one, Ronald? Let's see, sounds overly expensive. Well, yeah, the 450 Bushmaster ammo, 3-4 months ago, they were wanting like $40 a box. Well, when I was down there a week or so ago, it was like $12 for 20 of them. So, the price came down. There was some kind of crazy run on ammo for a while, so it came down quite a bit. Now, that was for the regular, like pistol bullet looking ones. The spear points were $20 a piece. Hey, Tia, how you doing? And that's the one I'd like to get. And then we'll take it out and shoot it. I didn't put a regular scope on there. I put one of them prism scopes on, a 1-power prism scope, and it's got a red and a green reticle in it that you can turn on. And it's pretty nice. It'll use either battery or it can take ambient light and pick up the ambient light, and you can dial how much light you let into it without a battery. And it worked really good. I took the battery out and tried it outside. If you're out on any kind of light outside in the daytime, that thing shows up nice. And then when I put it on the bore scope, it was dead on. I just mounted it and it was dead on. So hopefully that's going to be good. Plus I have some peep sights also. I have some peep sights, so if I have to pull that off, I can use the peep sights, and those are dead on. They look like they're running true down the bore. But I got to get it out and shoot it, and I don't think I'll be doing that until my hands get better. But it's a big monstrous one. Okay, Ronald's writing us something. He's outside of Ashford, little town on the road from my place. Second to us, that's how to sell it. It's a little work, but it's a brick. Yeah, cool, Ronald. That'd be great if you can find out how much. Yeah, he's helping us. He's going to help us find a place. My friend Ronald down there in Alabama. I'd like to get out in that warm weather. I can't show you that real nice picture of the house he's showing me right now, but it's a brick ranch. I don't know if it has a basement or not, but it sure does look nice. He said it's been sitting empty for quite a while, and he's going to find a price on it. But the prices in different spots, they fluctuate over there. I've seen ones for $200,000. I've seen some for 40, and they look almost the same. So hopefully we find some. VA's going to help us out. I got to get all the applications done, and no down payment, nothing like that. And they do that for a lot of the guys. I've talked to different ones that had that done. And I said, yeah, well, I'm 63 though. And they said, they don't care. They don't look at that. They're not allowed to age discriminate. Well, it's a brick, but all brick houses are wood framed. You know, every brick house there ever is has got a wood frame to it. You know, unless you're building a block house, which there was a guy from when I lived in Pennsylvania. There was a guy came from California, and this was 30 years ago, and he was building houses. He was building these little old folks houses, like one bedroom, you know, little tiny efficiency kitchen for the old people, in these little circles. And they had no garage or nothing, just parked right out in front. And he built himself this cement block house, ranch style, no basement. And we were asking him, this is in the springtime, we were asking, how are you going to heat that place? Oh, I got electric heat. I'm putting electric heat in. And we're like, man, you're going to have an $800-900 a month electric bill. You ain't never going to heat that place. He said, I'll heat them. I've been building houses for 30 years. I'll heat it. Well, that first winter, he didn't stay there. He got the hell out. He couldn't keep the place warm. His wife got pissed off and went back to California. It's been for sale for 30 years. Nobody wants it. Who the hell wants it? You know, you could use it as a storage building, but who the hell would want to live there? I mean, you don't build a block house in Pennsylvania. You freeze your ass off. You know, you might as well live in an igloo cooler with a damn freezer going all the time. But the guy was some kind of nut, and we were all the construction guys, so we were doing work for him and stuff, and he thought he was smart. He didn't realize that it goes to 20 below in Pennsylvania in the wintertime. And electric heat, one of the guys on the job, the heating guy, him and his wife and this lady got along real good, and she said their electric bill was over $1,100. $1,100, and she said I was still cold, so she threw her shit in her truck and went back to California. You could do that all you want. It's not going to help. It'll help a little bit. It might have chopped $200 off, and you spend $20,000 putting some insulation on the outside, and you're still going to be in a damn igloo cooler. You know, you don't put that kind of house up in Pennsylvania. Nobody builds their houses out of stone. It's just a fashion. They're all wood framed out there, and a lot of people are going with 2x6 now. They're not even using 2x4. They want that extra insulation space. But a big mistake a lot of people are making is they're putting that foam shit in the walls. And that's making nothing but fungus. They're having all kinds of problems with those. You know, if you're going to build a house, use the regular old fiberglass insulation. Now, me, if I was going to build a house, I would build a double 2x4 wall. I saw this construction done. A fellow was building it in California. Put an outer 2x4 wall, use a 2x8, and then you put the inner 2 ball on the other side of the 2x8, and it gives you this gap in there. And they put the insulation in there, and then he's got the place for all his plumbing, electrical wiring, and anything without drilling anything. Okay? And the only thing they have to do is they have to fireproof it. They got to put some kind of batting in there so it fireproofs. So they put the first insulation with the vapor barrier, and then they put all this batting in there. And they fill the space up once they're all done, and then they put the guy put wood on, like T111, not T111, but OSB, and then he put the drywall over the top of that, 5/8. And boy, that was, I looked at that, I said, that if I'm going to build a house, I'm going to build it that way. That looked like the best way to build it, and sturdy. And the guy put smaller windows in like the bedrooms and stuff, but he had a nice window in the front. I did all the electrical for him. And it was easy because I could walk between the wall there. I would squeeze it. Back then I was able to squeeze through there and put all his electrical boxes in and staple it all up real nice. And it was a nice job. It was easy to do. So I like doing that. That dude was some builder from South Carolina or somewhere he come from. And they were retiring and he wanted to build his house. He bought a piece of ground up there in Victorville and got the permits and started building his house. And it was big. It wasn't a little house. It was 8,800 square foot. One story though. He didn't have 2 story. He just built 1 story because they were getting old. And he said, I don't want no steps. But he did have, like, when you walked in, you stepped down, then you went up to the family room, went up to the kitchen, 2 or 3 steps. And he had it like offset, and he had nice railings in there. He put a chandelier in the middle. Just beautiful. It was like a church steeple up in the front. And he had a big old chandelier in there. Guy had a few bucks. He was some kind of helicopter. He had some kind of helicopter business, and he made his money through that through the years in South Carolina. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of them, Ronald, on Zillow, and hopefully we can find one that's VA approved. But when you get VA approved, they have to go in for all these inspections and stuff. It doesn't cost me anything, but it takes time. You know, they look them over real good. My buddy, when I was in Pennsylvania, bought one through the VA, and it took them about 3 months before they were done with all their inspections. And then there was stuff had to be fixed up. And the first place he looked at, the owner wasn't willing to fix it up, so he couldn't get that one. And then he found another one, and that owner was willing to do the little few things to sell it. And he actually went in there and helped him, and he wound up getting that one. He's got a nice house. He's got a real nice house through the VA, and his payment's real low. You know, they help the vets out. They help a lot of vets out. And he was disabled vet too. He got hurt. He was on the ship and he got knocked off of one of the ladders or something and busted his neck. And he's never been right. You know, he's never been right. His neck's all screwed up and he walks all bent over. But VA took care of him. I think they got him. He's at 80% or something like that. It's like my buddy Mike. You know, he's got the VA percentage. We're trying to get mine up a little bit, so they quit giving me a hard time on the rides, because they say, well, if you're 30% or under, we can't ride you. Well, they called. I'm going to get a ride Monday and Wednesday. 10 o'clock, I got to be ready. Yeah, you don't see too many around here. Most everything's wood framed. When I had my house, I was going to sell my, and I couldn't get the price I wanted for it. So I went down to Lowe's and I bought this stuff called Z-Brick. Comes on chicken wire, comes in little pieces about 2x5, and I just sprayed the wall with like a contact cement, and then I sprayed the back side of the Z-Brick with contact cement, pull that paper off of it, and then you just stick it in place. And boy, once you stick it, it ain't coming off. You got to make sure it's lined up. And then I stuck that over the whole house, and when you come down the street, it looked like a brick house. So the realtor said, okay, it's a brick. And the brick was only this thick. It's called Z-Brick. And then I got my price I wanted for it. But I did that place. I fixed it all up. I redid the kitchen. I got rid of the dining room, living room. I made it into a big country kitchen. We made it a 3-bedroom instead of a 2-bedroom. I put a bathroom where the front porch was. Of course, there was a bathroom in the basement also, so it was a 2-bath. And then when they came to buy it, nobody questioned the price, because, hey, it's a brick. Well, it wasn't a brick. It was a Z-Brick. So, but it looked nice. And the way the walls were on that house, it kind of, like all the other houses, they just slapped them bricks up. It was old bottle factory houses from the 20s, so the bricks weren't perfect. And this came out imperfect like the rest, so when you were going down the street, it looked just like the brick ones that were at the end of the road, like the managers' houses and stuff. But that was a nice little house. It was what they call balloon framed. The way they do balloon frame houses is like they do a barn. They build the walls all the way up to the roof, and then they put the roof on. And then they come in and put the floor on jacks. They got these big beams, and there's no 2x4s in there. There's not a 2x4 in it. It's just these huge timbers, these maple timbers. And they could be a space of 3 feet or 5 feet, whatever. Okay, I'm back. But they had, I framed those up around the wood. It was like tongue and groove on the one side and lat board on the outside. And of course, we made it the brick. I put new gutters, put new roof. I was working in a window factory, doing some electrical work in there, and they were throwing windows out. And I asked them, "What are you doing with these windows?" They said, "Oh, that was an order for Sears, and they canceled the rest of the order." I'm like, "Can I take them home?" They're like, "Yeah. Do you need a certain size?" "No, these will work." And I just framed them up. So I got these really nice double hung windows. They gave me a big bay window, free. It was all free. I didn't have to pay a thing for it. And I was hauling that out in my pickup truck. That's why if you live out in the country, you got to have a pickup truck because you never know when you're going to run into stuff like that. I remember when I was young, I had an old blue pickup truck, and I had this buddy named Johnny. The guy couldn't read, but he was an electronics wizard. And we would go out on Thursdays to these rich neighborhoods and pick up refrigerators and TVs and microwaves and all this stuff these people were throwing out. Some of them would work, and the ones that didn't work, he would fix. Like TVs, he could fix a TV. And then we would take them into work on Friday the next week and sell them, 20, 25 bucks. And him and me would split the money, fill my tank, and then split the money. And we did that for years. That was my buddy Johnny. He was a old hillbilly dude from West Virginia. He could not read. He couldn't read or anything, but boy, was he a wizard when it came to electronics. He just knew it. Nobody had to teach him. I think he just knew it. He knew how circuits went, and he would pull open. One time he gave me that Commodore VIC-20 computer. He said, yeah, somebody threw it out. He opened up the back. We go, oh, there's your problem right there. And I'm looking at it going, what's the problem? He goes, oh, that right there. And he pulls it out, put another little resistor in there, and damn thing was working. How he saw that, I have no idea how he saw that, but he could see things I couldn't. Am I real? I guess I'm real. I'm here. My hair's black. Look at that. That's my new Chemo hair dye. It's all nice and black now. But I don't know you, Miguel. I think that's the first I seen you on here. Glad you joined in. Anyway, we're doing okay out here in the heart of it all in Ohio land. We're getting ready to move to different digs, and I hope our new apartment's nice. It's 2-bedroom, cheaper, $400 a month cheaper than here. And years ago, I believe my sister lived there. I used to live here years ago, but the price is getting too high. They went like $1,650 for a 3-bedroom, and for me, that's just a little bit too much money. 2 bedrooms are like $1,450, and this one's $1,100, and they're evicting us because we got too many people in a 1-bedroom. So I wish they'd just let us stay here. I would have no trouble staying here, but they gave us an eviction notice for June. I got to be out by June. So I said, okay, we won't stay. You don't want us here. We're going to get out. I never was evicted from anywhere in my entire life. This is the first time. And they said it's not us, it's the corporate office. It's like mandatory, and the people that work in the office are super nice. And they said, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. That's just part of their rules. So I said, okay, they don't want me here. Screw them. I'll leave. So we did find a nice place. We were over there last week, and we met the girl that runs it. She's very, very nice girl. Ashley was her name, and she gave us the applications, and we got to give them $35 a piece for the applications, and then $300 a piece for the down, like I had to do here. Yeah, super nice assholes. There you go, Bam. Yeah, they are. They're very nice assholes. But yeah, they're booting us out. But they're a nice crew. The woman that runs this place, they just picked up a new building, so she's going back and forth, and the underling is running it now. So it's not quite the same as when Maddie and I first moved in here. And we never had any trouble with anybody. We had one neighbor across the street. He would bitch about the kids, and my kids weren't even making any noise. He was just a jerk. He didn't like kids, and I don't know, maybe because he got divorced and lost his kids, so he's always hollering at his door, "Shut them kids up!" And well, they're not even here. The kids were in school, And it's like, what's the matter with you, buddy? My kids aren't even here. Well, shut them up anyway. And it's like, and then we'd go complain to the office, and I'd go in the office and say, Debbie, they're in school. They're not even here. And she says, yeah, he's a jack off. So they just ignore him. But yeah, it's a shame. But the women will do that to him. So yeah, the cheaper rent, it's going to be $400 a month cheaper than here, a couple $100 cheaper. Well, they want us to go into that 3-bedroom, and that's way too much. Even a 2-bedroom I think is too much. And the place we're moving into, they want $920 for a 2-bedroom. And the lady said it's going to be all brand new. It's going to have a new fridge, new stove, new counters, new cabinets. because some fella came in there to his girlfriend's house and went on a rampage, and she said he ripped the cabinets off the wall, dumped the fridge over, kicked the stove in, broke it, just smashed everything up in the house, broke the toilet. He smashed the mirrors. He just went on a rampage, and then he took off before the cops got there. And I said, I thought you said there weren't many cops around. And she said, no, just that one time. The guy went berserk, all drunk. So they're going in there and they're going to completely redo it. They got the carpenters in there now, and what's really nice about it is it's got windows on 3 sides and it's facing south. So that's going to give us plenty of light. We can have some flowers in there. And where the 3 windows are, that's like a big room. We could have some nice flowers in the window, maybe even a flower box outside the window. Make some with some hooks in the summertime. Because I like that kind of stuff. And it's a second floor apartment, and that'll be good exercise for me walking the stairs. There's no elevator. When I had to go to the leasing office, I had to walk up the stairs, and it took me a bit. It took me a bit to get up the stairs, but they got good handrails I can grab onto, like here. And so it's gonna work out, I think, and that'll help get my strength back going upstairs every day. Me, I haven't left this place very much. I went out to the garage, was looking at the bike the other day, and looking at the clutch lever and what I got to do this weekend. Maddie and I'll put the stunt clutch on. Hopefully that'll be enough to work, and if that doesn't work, then I'm going to put that longer clutch arm on. I don't need to change the cable because I got another 6 inches of cable sticking out the end of that thing, so that should work out just fine. And we'll get that on this weekend. I'll just bring a chair out and let him do it. He's pretty good. He's pretty mechanical, Matty. And if he needs a little help, I'm going to be right there with him. So, but yeah, we're hoping everything works out and we don't have any trouble moving. On Monday, I go see those people. They're supposed to help us out with the U-Haul and stuff like that. At least with the truck, anyway. I'll go down the U-Haul, and all I need is a pickup truck. We don't have to make one trip and get a big one. I'll just get a pickup truck and make 2 or 3 trips because we're not taking everything. I am leaving the couch. Some of this stuff we're leaving. I'm going to take my hospital bed. The air mattress we can let all the air out of. The dressers for the kids are very small. My dressers, the wooden dressers, we'll get 2 or 3 of them in the pickup truck, plus the TV stand and this other stand in here. And then I got a shitload of kitchen stuff. We'll box that up. There's a lot of it we're not using right now, so we're going to start boxing that up in the next couple weeks. And I got a whole bunch of boxes out in the garage. Now, the new place doesn't have a garage, but they got a carport that comes with the place, a designated carport. So I'll have to put the bike in the back and chain it to the wall so nobody messes with it. And then if we get a car, I'll pull the car right up against it. But she said there's no theft around there. She says nobody bothers anything. She says they haven't had anything in the 3 years she's been there where there was thefts or anything. And I saw quite a few motorcycles in the garages. When I was walking through past the carports, oh shit, there must have been 20 motorcycles in there, Harleys and everything. Just sitting in the carport, and they looked fine. Some of them had covers on, some didn't. I got a real nice cover for mine. This company, I was looking through the internet, and this one company said you can put these on a trailer and do 70 miles an hour and we'll guarantee it for a lifetime. If it ever rips or anything happens to it, we'll replace it. So I thought, okay, it was $100. I bought it, and I keep that on the bike. It's a real nice cover. It's 3-layer, no water got in, because when the winter started, I didn't have a garage. We had a good snow first and rain and everything else before I got the garage. And here, a garage is $60 a month, but it's got an opener, and I got all my, the excess junk from in here. Maddie and I just carried it all outside, like tools and stuff like that. No sense in having it in here because, I just need a few hand tools in the drawer. And then the rest of the stuff I'll just leave out there. So, but now the tools, when we get into this other place, I'll have to keep the tools in the apartment, and being on the second floor, that's going to suck. Unless I get a big tool lockbox. I'll just start going around to the yard sales. Faye is going to learn what a yard sale is. She has no idea what a yard sale is, and they have them. Like last year when Maddie and I were going around on the motorbike, Yard sales everywhere. And I think she's going to have a kick. She's going to have a kick. We got a nice alarm clock for a quarter, a winder, a West Clock winder for a quarter. I mean, you can get some really good deals at the yard sales. And so we'll be cruising around looking at them. I hope we find a good vehicle. Right now, I saw a really nice '79 Lincoln, like new, no rust anywhere on it, ran like a top. That's sold. And then there's a Cadillac Fleetwood. There's two Cadillac Fleetwoods for sale, and both of them say that they run like a top, low miles. One has 80,000, the other one has 50, and they're just a big, beautiful Fleetwood Cadillacs. You know, one's 4,000, the one with 80,000 on it, and the other one's 5,000, and it's got 50,000 on it. And the guy who has the 50,000 one, he's some kind of a dealer in the state of Ohio. You can be a dealer if you sell more than 20 cars. You have to be a dealer and get a license. But if you sell less than 20 cars a year, you don't have to have the license. So what he does is he goes down to Florida and he picks up these cars from the old folks' homes. And he,
Hey, excuse me.
what?
I wanna text Tita Miriam to send us to
Yeah,
Walmart.
yeah.
Just Walmart.
Well, in the bank.
Maybe bank tomorrow.
No, today. Let's go to the bank today.
Bank first.
Bank and then Walmart. So he goes down and picks these things up, and while he's down there, he's got a brother-in-law that has a garage. So he tunes them all up. He puts new hoses, he puts new belts, he puts tires, he fixes them all up, and then he drives them up here and he sells them, and there's not a spot of rust on them. Now, he also does the undercoating. He gets them sprayed with like the stuff, and then he puts a price on them. And I was looking at this Cadillac that he wanted 5,000 for, and I'm like, man, this thing looks like it should be sitting on a showroom somewhere. It's got it's limousine green, and it's got white leather seats. And I'm looking at this thing going, damn, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Runs great. It's got the North Star in it.
Oh, what's this?
I don't know. Can you open it? My hands won't. What does it say? Where's it from? That's them stupid Amazon again. What is this?
Maybe same shirt.
Okay, open that up, because that might be that shoulder thing that I ordered. You never know what Amazon is starting to send me all this shit now. They just sent me a thing they're sending me size 4.5 work boots, steel-toed work boots.
The same.
What is that?
Finally.
Well, wait, open it. I can't get this
I think
open,
it's
sweetie.
just
I
a
can't open that.
different color.
I can't open that. I can't even rip a plastic bag open, guys. That's how bad my hands are right now. And Faye, she's strong. She's going to choke the piss out of me.
Yeah, she have to be good.
Yeah, she'll beat me. All right, pull it open.
Shirt. It's a shirt.
Why are they sending me all these shirts? I didn't order any of this crap. I ordered one thing, and that was some kind of a shoulder brace thing to pull my shoulders back. And now they're sending me shoes and shirts and... What the hell is this?
It's a shirt.
I didn't order this. And look at the size. It's a girl's shirt.
It's the same. It's just a different color.
Oh, shit. I don't know what they're doing here. But you know something? I'm not seeing any bill anywhere. There's nothing coming off my credit card or bill. I don't know who the hell's sending me all this shit. But it fits Faye perfect. Put that on. That's a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt. I don't know what's going on with this Amazon shit, but we got 2 pink shirts the other day, 2 white shirts. Now we got a black shirt, girl shirts. They just sent me a thing saying that I'm getting size 4.5 work boots. 4.5. That's like for a toddler. And I'm looking at who the hell's sending me this? And nothing's coming off of my card. I went to my debit card to look to see if any money's coming off, and there's no money coming off going to Amazon anywhere. So I don't know, is somebody goofed up? I don't get it. But it's got my name on it, my address, and my apartment number that it's coming to, and I didn't order it. But the shirts fit Dorothy and the shirts fit Faye, so they're the same size now. But we have to run up to the bank. I got to get some pants on, and we got to go to the bank and get that money order for the NCIS for Faye, so she can stay. That rhymes. And then we want to run over to Walmart and get get some food and stuff like that. Our buddy is off of work, so she's gonna run us around today. Hey, there's my buddy. How you doing, Gary? Old tenants. You're awake. All right. You get a good sleep? How's your little buddy doing? Still sleeping? I was showing everybody your wonderful miracle stuff that works. I'm telling you guys, if you get blocked up or anything, you go to Walmart and get that. Oh yeah? We usually around here we see the cats fight. You hear them howling at nighttime. The cats are fighting, but nobody there. You know, around here there's no stray dogs. I have yet to see a stray dog anywhere. Everybody's got their dog on a leash. There's a couple people walking without a leash because the dogs listen, but you don't see any stray dogs. But there's a lot of cats and a lot of squirrels, and you'll see these cats going up the tree trying to catch these squirrels, and then the cat fights at nighttime. You know, trying to get the female, spraying all over the place. I'd like to get the pellet gun out. No, Robert, it hasn't sold yet. I wish it would. She cut the price again on it, and I wish we could have the money for it, so I could buy a car here, but it's not working out. Nobody seems to want it. It's easier in the Philippines, just like here, to buy a new car than it is a used car. Used car, you got to go deal with the bank. In the Philippines, they don't want to loan anybody any money, and they want to look the car over. Whereas if you get a new one, they just give you a loan. Hey, Faye,
Oh,
how much were you asking for the car?
what?
How much did you want for the car?
I give 450 all in all. Kaya daw na
450,000. All
That's
in
the
all.
last price.
Drive it away. Take the keys and drive it away. 450,000. And it's a Honda. It's got 26,000 kilometers on it.
They're the one gonna pay the papers.
Honda Mobilio. Faye says you pay the paperwork to transfer the ORCR over. It's paid for. And drive it away. It's a good car. It's got brand new tires on it, and I just replaced the battery. I did oil changes on it with synthetic oil. I did gearbox changes with synthetic oil. The radiator fluid was changed. The hydraulic and brake fluid are the same. That was all changed at the dealership. I took really good care of that car because I figured it was going to be my last car. But it's well worth it, for that amount of money. It's a good car. It's an absolutely fantastic car. We took it on some trips. I got a roof rack on it, and we took it all the way up north, all the way up to the north coast, and that thing never missed a beat. That thing just was absolutely, it's got the 1500 motor in it, stick shift. It's not an automatic. I didn't want anything to do with that damn CVT transmissions because they're all junk. So it's got a stick shift in it. The clutch is good. The clutch is still like 7/8%. There's a little knob that sticks out that you can look at. Like I say, the gearbox fluid is all new. That's been changed twice. And that one, I just take it to the dealer because they do it for nothing. I just bring the oil with it because I like that AMSOIL synthetic. That's all that car's ever seen. When I brought it home, I drained all the oil and put AMSOIL synthetic in it. And that's all it's ever had from the time it was new. And I get it out of there every so many thousand kilometers. Yeah, I took it to Baguio. We had it up there. That's the only place I ever went to, Robert, where when you go to Baguio, you're going uphill, and when you leave Baguio, you're going uphill. Man, that place is crazy. We parked it there, though. We parked the car. I said, I'm not driving this car up and down the hills. So we parked it at the hotel, and you can get a taxi cab for like $3. So everywhere we went in Baguio, we went on a taxi cab. They got those Toyota Invictas with the diesel, and them guys just run them things all over. Plus, you don't got to worry about cops giving you a ticket. You can get in the wrong lane real easy there. So I just said, we're not driving here. And I parked the car at the hotel down in the basement and just left it. No, she don't want to sell the house. She wants to keep the house. Because if I croak, she'll be going back. She doesn't want to lose that. Now, we have the land down in Mindoro, but there's no house on it yet. I wanted to sell the house we had and build a house down there, but she wouldn't go for it, so nothing I can do about it. I don't own any of that shit. Everything has to be in a Filipino's name, so. But no, she wants to keep that. And it's still full. It's still got the refrigerator, stove. It's got everything in it, all their clothes, dressers, and everything like that. She couldn't take it, so when she goes back, she can just walk right back in. You know, if I croak or something like that, because who knows what's going to happen with this cancer. You just never know from one day to the next. You know, that was like our buddy. He was getting dialysis and had a kidney problem, and then I talked to my sister one day and said, "Oh yeah, he died. He died yesterday," just like that. And we were like, "Damn." So, you know, that's why I was really worried about my kidneys when they were giving me this medicine. And they said, "Oh, that's hard on your kidneys." I said, "Then quit using it. You know, get rid of it. I don't need it. I'll let my hands hurt. What am I going to do? You know, I'd rather have my hands hurt than die." Yeah, well, we wanted to, you know, I could have sold that place and then built $1 million place out on our ground and had the house I wanted. You know, we could get that, I would be there while it was being built. We got the septic in already. We got the water in already. When Faye was there, she put the fence up. She surrounded it with a concrete fence. And so it's all surrounded. We got the driveway in. I mean, it's ready for the house now, you know, to build the house. But then I got sick, so I had to come back here. You know, I just was not, I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what. And I was getting cranky all the time and being a dick. So I came back here, and then when I went down to get checked, they said, "Yeah, man, you got cancer." So, you know, I must have known in the Philippines I had it. But we're here now, so that place is going to sit. We got a big piece of ground in Mindoro, and down there, an acre of ground is only 300 peso. You know, 1 acre is 300 pesos. So
Hi.
we bought a whole bunch.
Down 2:30.
2:30, that's fine. Okay.
You
Our
have to
buddy's going
change your
to
clothes.
pick us up at 2:30 so we can go to the bank and go to Walmart. But yeah, we bought a big piece of ground. It's right behind these people's house, and down the road they might even sell us their house. You know, they might decide to just say heck with it because they sold us a big piece of ground behind them, behind all their chicken coops and stuff. And they built a house, and they might even sell us that house if we get a good deal because it's a real nice house. Whoever built it, it must have been family because they did a real good job on it. You have to get some windows in it, probably some air condition, but they don't have any windows in it at all. And but it's a beautiful block home, 1 story, 3 bedroom. That's a nice house those neighbors got, huh? Up front. That house up front's a nice house, huh?
What up, Ron?
In Mindoro.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is a nice one. So who knows? Maybe that'll happen down the road, and we'll let her get it
What?
if we can finagle the money, and that place goes up for sale. We'll let her get it. Huh.
What is that?
The house down there in Mindoro, if they ever decide to sell it.
What house?
The neighbor, the lady who sold us the ground. Hello.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, if they ever decide to sell that, we should grab
Yes,
it.
I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, and then they got ground across the street.
It's
you know,
for sale also.
Yeah, they got ground across the street that's for sale, and there's a really nice little house across the street. Somebody built it like a little cottage. That one's for sale for real cheap. You know, if I would have known that when I first went to the Philippines, I'd have bought that place and not even thought of it. And it's been for sale for years. You know, these places just don't sell quick because it's way out in the boonies.
What is that? I don't know, that small house.
That little house across the street. That one with the little garage off the right side. It's got like a carport off the right
Oh,
side.
that's the Italian lady?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not for sale.
That's for sale. There's a for
Yeah.
sale sign in the window. There's a for sale sign in the window and a phone number. I went up and looked at it. I was looking right in the window. Yeah, well, my wife didn't see that apparently. If she didn't see it, it didn't happen. But, oh yeah, we're going for a little bit here, guys. But we're still getting our buddy Ronald. He's cruising around his area, and he's looking for houses for us. And then I'm on that Zillow, and I just can't believe how many. I mean, I put on Zillow that I wanted anything 60,000 and below because I can swing that. I can afford 60,000 and less. And I mean, I'm talking about hundreds of houses popped up. I mean, it's just list after list. I mean, you go down this list, it's just tons of them in the area. But see, I got to have Ronald help me out because I don't know the area down there. I found one house. I said, boy, this is a really nice house. And then I showed it to him and he goes, oh no, you don't want to live over there. He says, that's not a good area. So, you know, he knows the good areas, which we don't, you know, because he's lived there his whole life. So he's going to help us out. And a good Christian dude. I've been talking to him. Gee, I've been talking to you, Ronald, for what, about 5 years now? 4 or 5 years, something like that. Never met him in person yet, but we yakking back and forth. That's like with Gary and Sean and my buddy Russell and Mike Simpson and all that. I talked to you guys. Never met any of you yet, but we've been yakking for years, because of the channel. I'm so glad I started up the YouTube channel, guys. I really am, because I met a lot of nice people, good people too. And you run into some of the trolls, like this Ricky Bobby guy and all these people, but I just discount them. I don't have much to say about them. But the land down there, we have the well. We have a really good well. We have a really good pump on it. We looked around at the hardware stores and we found a pump for about $40. It's a really good, was that Ace pump? I think it's an Ace pump. It's like the one, the old timer pump, real good one. We got tons of water. And then we got the septic tank in already. And the dude dug that. I got pictures of all that stuff. Us doing that. And then we got banana trees on it. Her uncle's going to come over and put some dwarf coconut trees and some durian and some of that nunyuk, because those things sell. You go up them nunyuk trees with a big long stick and you pull those berries down, and you get like 25 pesos a berry. So that's something the kids could do if we were ever there again. So, and then we'd have plenty of bananas, coconut, and we eat a lot of that. When I was in the Philippines, damn, we were eating a coconut a day. Plus that coconut juice, that's great for your electrolytes. If you got problems with dehydrating or anything, and you drink that coconut milk, that's going to fix you right up. So we were always drinking Boko juice every time we seen it somewhere, or if we got our own coconut. I had that little tool where you can put the little plug holes in it. You twist that, and then just drain it into a glass. And oh man, we were drinking the hell out of that crap. And then I like coconut too. I used to take big chunks of coconut to work and just chomp on that while I was at work. Longan? What's the longan? I don't know what that is, Bamps. Longan? But we already got, what was those trees we had on there, Faye? Those trees we had on our land, what were those?
What?
The trees we have on our land, what were those trees?
Calamansi.
Oh, calamansi. There's like about 30 calamansi
Not
trees.
30, 50
On the-
something.
50 something, yeah, 50 some
And then
calamansi
there's a
trees.
banana tree.
Banana trees, or bushes, or whatever you call them. I don't know what the hell you
They
call
have
them
lots
damn
of
things.
pepper, hot pepper.
Pepper, yeah, we got pepper. Boy, you name it. There was a bunch of stuff on there.
Protein, gonna put rambutan.
Yeah, we're gonna put the rambutan on there. We got her uncle's gonna go over there. If you drive the road to her uncle's house, it's a long way. But if he cuts through the woods, it's only, I don't even think it's a quarter mile. It's not even that far. Maybe an eighth of a mile. Oh, rambutan. Yeah, he's gonna put some rambutan in
And
there.
lanzones. They're gonna put lots of fruits.
Lanzones. Yeah, we want to put a whole bunch of fruit all around the perimeter. Where Faye went up there, put a real nice fence up. When I was here.
Fence, but no gate.
No gate yet. Yeah, we got to get the gate up yet. And we're fixing up. We got a nice little road next to the people we bought it from. They gave us a nice 12-foot wide right of way. Get that all graveled in. I'd like to put a little garage back there, in case if we ever go back or she goes back, because she's got a driver's license, and then she can pull her little car inside the garage. You don't have to worry about the.
I wish we're gonna buy the other 1,500 square meter with the fence.
Yeah, they got another piece of ground right next to ours that's for sale. Nobody's going to buy it, but if we buy it, that'll get rid of the right of way. So nobody will be coming through our land. And then on the other side, the other road behind us is where the school is. So they'll be coming in from that end. And if we can buy that land over there, her uncle said that land is not really good, but I would rather nobody buys it, and we would just have a big play area. We could put the kids' swing sets or something in there, or do something over there. I don't know, maybe keep a piggery. No, I didn't put anything on Facebook, in the Philippines. I didn't do anything like that. We were just doing a little word of mouth. Everybody that comes around, when it was first advertised on the carousel, People would get on the phone and say, we'd say, okay, we want 500,000 for it. Okay, I'll give you 100 for it on the phone. And I'm like, fuck you. They don't even come look at the car. They're just on the phone and they want to give you 100,000 for a car that's worth way more than that. That car's worth a lot more than that. So, I just got sick of it. And that's why I didn't advertise it on any of that stuff because too many jerks in the Philippines. They're worse than here, I'll be honest with you. They want everything for nothing. They expect that you're a cono and you're just going to give them everything. And I ain't going for that shit. I just ain't going for that. They can kiss my ass all. I'll run the thing off a cliff before I give it to these pricks. I got to the point where I'm not the happiest with the Filipino people. They're beggars, but a damn country of beggars coming to your house saying, "Hey, I like that. Give me that. Get the fuck out of my house." I just got so sick of them. But that's what I dealt with that for years and years. Always begging for money and everything. Gimme, gimme, gimme. They want everything for nothing. But they want to do anything for you? Hell no. They don't want to do anything for you, rat bastards. And they steal. I remember when I first moved in there, all my Cephalon pots, they stole them. It was the preacher's family. I went over there a year later and I'm seeing all my $80 Cephalon pots are dog food bowls because they stole them. I don't know. They think because they go to church and do confessions, they can just take whatever they want. And I did 10 years over there. And my last couple of years, it was like I was in jail. I just hated it. I was so happy to get out of there. And I'm definitely disillusioned with those people. The Filipinos that come over here are nice because they're higher end and they're nice. But the ones that stay there, I don't want nothing to do with them. Nothing. But I'm going to have to let you go. I'm going to have to get some pants on. 2:30, our friend's going to pick us up. And I got to get cleaned up a little bit. And if anybody wants that car, get a hold of us on Messenger. And you can go take a look at it. Our neighbor has it now, and he runs it to work once a week to keep it running. We don't want to leave it sit because you can't leave a car sit. It just makes them go bad. So he's running it once a week back and forth to his work. And if you want it, $450, and put the money in the account, and take the keys and drive it away. We got a ORCR for it. You do the paperwork on that. Fail sign it. We can sign it over the internet.
What's that?
You can drive it away. The car.
I have a friend that's gonna give SPA to get the CR from the
Yeah.
bank. I have attorney now.
Yeah, she's got an attorney to do the ORCR for the transfer because we're here now. So she's got an attorney to take care of all that. So it'll be legal as a beagle. And guys, it's a good car. I babied that thing and just took really good care of it. It got all its oil change. Every time I gave it an oil change, it said, I don't even know when it's registered till. When's it registered till? Do you know?
July.
July. Yeah, I think it's registered till July. Every July we got to renew it. But even when it runs out, she'll renew it again anyway. Get somebody to renew it for us. And the insurance, put the insurance on it and all that kind of stuff. But it's not out of registration or anything like that. Because if you go out of registration in the Philippines, let's say a car, I saw a truck one time and the thing had been out of registration for like 10 years. Well, they want you to pay that 10 years of registration. So you may get a good deal on the truck, but then they want a fortune for the registration. So you don't let them run out. Do not let your vehicles run out of registration. So when it's due up again, she'll do it through the lawyer and re-register it for another year and get the insurance, because LTO gives you an insurance plan, and her friend is driving it to work, keeping it running and keeping the oil changed and all that. So, but you'll be getting a damn fine car. The only thing went wrong with it, the battery got a crack in it and leaked the water out of one of the cells, so I had to replace that. And then, of course, the tires went around 20,000, 21,000, something like that. I had to replace the tires because we were in a construction zone and I had flats. Man, I had about 10 flats on that damn thing from hitting nails and spikes. I had all kinds of plugs, and I said I can't drive my family around on that. So we went up to the tire place. Guy
So
gave us a real good deal. We put 4 brand new tires on it, and then we took the spare, the best tire we had. We put underneath as the spare, the old one, and it's got good tires on it now. It's got real good tires on it. So, and the brakes are good. All that stuff was checked out. Every time it needed any service, we took it into the dealer and had them look it over. They look over the wheels, they clean all that. And guys, if you buy a new car, it's real cheap at the dealerships to get stuff done. My buddy Gary was finding that out. You go into the dealer, it's like they work for nothing, those guys. Well, they did. I did twice. I had the brake fluid, hydraulic fluid for the clutch changed. I had the transmission fluid changed 3 times with synthetic. The oil's been changed, I don't know how many times, geez, 10 times. What else did we do? They always adjust the brakes and clean them. Every time they go, they pull all the wheels off. They rotate the tires. They clean everything with the air compressor. And they go over the whole car. I had the engine bay cleaned. And when they're done cleaning that thing, I swear, you open it up, there's not a speck of dirt anywhere. They do a great job down there. All done at Honda, Carmona, and they're just a good crew down there. But yeah, Robert, it's till July on the registration. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I got to get going. We got to get up to the bank and stuff. So you all take care, and it was nice yakking with you. And I hope everybody does well. Don't forget to thank the good Lord for every breath you get. This is Rick Shaw out.